First things first, my name's Kenneth Burr. My company is Black Series Edition LLC, Crystal Edge Technology Screens, and our FLE company. Or it's another beautiful day. Sorry about that, people. Cat was nice enough to get out of the chair so I can get a little work done. So soon we will be launching our new screen, which we call the mother of all screens. It does quite a lot. Even just from the test run demonstrations, so you can see that it's a very interesting form of product. And my cat is over here. Well, I guess you're in a good spot. You ain't even nowhere near me, so I don't actually roll over top of him. I don't want to do that by accident. Make sure he's out of the way. So this is going to be, I got it, people chatting about it on Facebook and all of the different social media channels and stuff like that. So thank you for the support for the new technologies coming out. We really appreciate it. The new channel, which is taking off quite well. We did have a few people try to cause some disruption on the channel, but that was overmet by the support of people coming on and supporting the technology. We appreciate that. Our goal is in this business, and what we're doing and trying to do, is make products that are much more affordable for consumers. That the expensive screens and projectors that are required, and the fact that they plunge you in these dark environments, expecting you to put up with that mess, we want to change that. We've been working on that for years, just trying to change things. So it took a while for us to get planted in, and yeah, we had to fight a lot of battles to do it. But I feel that the point we're at right now, and the company is getting it noticed. We already got it noticed here, but getting it noticed also too out there. And that particular area is basically going to put the technology on the map, but also too, let it be known that you don't have to spend all this money for an expensive projector and screen. And this does away with the whole theory of the haves and the have-nots. Because now the have-nots can have technology far more advanced than those who have. So this is what we've been working on. So when we're done with this, we'll start working on the gamer technology, which I'm excited about also too. And the first thing we're going to show off is the gamer screens and the tabletop gamer. So we got this tabletop that you can stretch over your tabletop, and you can project and play games off and all that cool stuff. So I can't wait to show those off. Some other stuff work. Oh, the mats. Yeah, definitely the mats. Those things are, I love doing the tabletop games on it and all that stuff. So I'm inviting a few of my friends over in the back of the yard, and we're going to lay the mat down with the projector and have some fun. Now that particular stand for that projector is hard to get, but I can show you how to build one. Very easy to do. So we're going to have something on this page like here, like this is the show page we have here. We show off the technology a little bit more. There's more videos, more pictures, more information. We're going to have a do-it-yourself corner on here, which allows you to go in and basically learn how to build stuff like grommet frames, stuff you can build from Home Depot, parts you can get from Amazon, stuff like that you can do for far more cheaper than just going out and spending $300, $400 for a grommet frame. And literally, yeah, they come apart. You can show you how to punch your screws in and washers and everything you need to actually make it so you can reassemble and disassemble it at will. So I'm sure how to build a lot of cool stuff. I even have a small karaoke deck I can show you how to build, and that will actually allow you to build and put the whole thing together, nuts and bolts if you want to do it that way. And it'll allow you to set up 2 sets of speakers, which you'll have behind the acoustic screen, of course, because sound travels through it. You have speakers back there, and you can do a little karaoke setup if you want. We got a lot. We built a lot of stuff, so we're going to be sharing all that information on how to put that together. Those you want to do motorized projection screens outside, we have blueprints on basically how to build these really cool frames that you can actually attach your motorized screen in. And what happens is, the problem you have with motorized screens, if you don't have them laying against the wall, the wind can hit the back of them and cause it on the move. This has a nice rubber mat that goes in the back. We'll get this rubber side, and it will work perfectly fine for the back of it, so the wind doesn't push back and forth, and so it lays perfectly flat all times. We have a like guide system like this. Imagine you have a board here and a board here, and then when the projector comes down, it's actually caught in between these two boards, and it keeps it from waving back and forth. So look at some cool stuff we can show you how to build. You know, because I built a lot of this stuff when I was at the other place and never forgot it, which is good. All right, so this is the part we're working on the website here, and I want to add a do-it-yourself section in there. We're going to do little small screens we're going to put together. Same thing, and just give you proper measurements and sizes and stuff like that. Now, if you don't have the tools for this, you can go to Home Depot, Lowe's, any one of those places. They have tools there. They'll cut it right there for you on the spot. So not only do we want to make the website, you know, fun to be on, but we also want to make it so it's educational for our customers. I got a section right here that I'm talking about dedicated theater room setups and requirements of what is needed to have that perfect setup. You know, if you have a screen that's designed and can absorb light, you can make your walls any color you want because the screen absorbs. Technically, when you look at the screen, you're not supposed to see light splashing from the ceiling and floors. It's supposed to look like a black hole over there. We did a couple of those, and we also did some tests with Mr. Mannequin, showing you how much light actually pushes back at you when you reflect off a screen. Compared to when you have a screen that's designed to absorb, there's no light pushing back at you. Let me see. Hey, Mr. Munfrey, what are you doing down there? There we go. I swear I think mosquitoes are just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Like every freaking year, the things get bigger. That thing looked like something off Jumanji yesterday. That's the biggest mosquito I've ever seen in my life. Alright, let's go over here and let's get something for the image. Let me do something more darker. What I do, I want to repeat that color process over. That color process is pretty nice too. Then I'm going to do that color process over here again for that one. So yes, that's our launch date, which is going to be July the 14th is when the technology is going to launch. We have the half and half, which I like that right there. A few of my friends are telling how they like the half and half. For those you're on the fence and you can't really figure out whether or not you want the front projection or the front and rear, which is invisible technology, the half and half basically gives you the best of both worlds. So with 32 ounces of one and 32 ounces of the other. Also too, we have the popcorn package that comes with the free popcorn machine. Makes about 12 cups of popcorn. Also comes with free popcorn bags. Unfortunately, it's not available overseas. All the kits come with these lights right here. These are our rope lights. I love these things, so that's what we're going to be packing in for you. So these are fully weatherproof. You can take them outside. Now, recap. Do I have the size? We don't have the size. Okay, we got to put a specification sheet in first. Let's put that in first. Let me see. I think I'm going to do this right here. Is this my intro sheet? It is for a specification sheet. Alright. And we'll start it here. At the top, like the specification information. I have to use the colors of these right here. I love these right here. Allows you to bring in the life. So product specification sheet. This is a giant promo page we designed. It allows us to be able to like I said, add more things to it. Sometimes the pages that we get don't add too much to it. Oh shoot, I forgot to do that too. Alright, I gotta shoot a short video in here, very short. I think I did a short video already. Didn't I do one already? Yeah, I did one already for inside. I gotta do one for outside. Oh, we got a bigger screen for outside. So I built it last night. For leaving out, we built a bigger screen for outside. I want to build a much bigger one than that. I already ordered all the supplies and everything I need, so we're just gonna cardboard box it. And on top of that, I get a chance to test out the new coating, because I told you the coating we're working on, because I want a cardboard screen. Where are you? Just saw you a few minutes ago. There you are. And also too, on another topic, the daily walk and talk. I'm definitely going to be doing that more a lot. But I finally found a camera that I can attach to my chest. So that way I can be hands-free. Because there's nowhere in the world I'm going to be to do a whole walk and talk this winter and climb those hills, because it ain't happening with a camera in my hand. So yeah, I'm looking into stuff for that. So we can start doing more of those, especially in the wintertime. Alright, let's get the product sheet. Product specification sheet. There you go. Here's put it back on for this. Let me do a star effect. Let's see. Okay, let's see right there for this one. I'm gonna do the blaze. Like the whole blaze except the sun. Now the Apex Gamer and the screens on the go are going to be knocked out at the same time. We need to get both of those done exactly at the same time, because the Gamer does have a portable screen attached to it. Gaming on the go. So both of those are being knocked at the same time. Around September over here, August, more like September and so forth, we have expos up here. That's when the expos come out. By that time, we'll have our technology already engineered for expos. AdTech will be ready to go, because we had to push AdTech back. AdTech will be ready to go, and then we can start the process on business cards and all that stuff. And right now, I'm looking at labels for the new technology we're working on, which I want a QR code put in. So I'll be doing that next, working on our labels and stuff, packaging, all that stuff. Let me see, look at George. Quite frankly, I don't think he's even going to fit. Not for those specification sheets, it won't. We're going to have to put another piece at the bottom for the specification sheet, because I think it's huge. I haven't did 8,000 yet, but I'll get this there later. Alright, let me see. Put down. Okay, 50 ounce. Screen size 200 inches. 16.9. Now, if you're doing, okay, break that down. I'll do it in the next one. I'll break it down a little more on that. The basics. 64 ounces. Screen size 304 inches. Top of that, these kits actually everybody else is doing 32s. Everybody does 32s. We're the only company that the base starts off at 50. So ours is 50 ounces from the door. And next to that is the 64, and the biggest one we have is a gallon and a half, which for everybody else would be, well, actually no. They don't do gallons, or some people do gallons, some people don't. I know Paint On Screen does gallons. I know Goose Screen does gallons and 5 gallons. I know that already from the door. Some of the screens would say you 4 quarts together, so I guess that's the equivalent of their gallon. And we're the only ones with a gallon and a half. We're the only ones with 50 ounces. They do 64s. I've seen 2 quarts, so those are 64s right there. We're the only ones with the half and half, free popcorn machine, LED lights, and all that, and worldwide free shipping. Well, some of them do. No, they don't, because they couldn't do worldwide shipping. It costs too much money. It would. If you're selling the product between 60, 40, 100, whatever in that price range, you can't do free shipping overseas. And then top of that with the fact that we have our breaks that we get, our perks that we get for our company, because, you know, it fills all the paperwork out. So, yeah, we get those perks and stuff. We can do free worldwide shipping. And I had that conversation a couple of days ago in a chat room with a fellow forum site. And they were, how come you guys are getting that kind of money for your products? I said, look, we should be getting a whole lot more. Here's what makes you different. Your product different from all the other products I hear. You see, I had to drop one of these pages into his inbox for him to go through it. And a day later, he gets back and he says, "Oh, I see now." I said, "I don't see anybody." Yeah, they do. The customers do comparisons. Everybody does it. They can't find anybody that's doing our demonstration. There's no one doing your stuff out there. And on top of that, we're taking out expensive screens while we're doing it. Our projectors don't require a lot of money. So we're environments that are far lit than everybody else. So those play large parts, especially being able to take out high-end certifies. You're talking about a screen that's 6 to 7 grand compared to a technology that's at 200 inches and 267. Now, I looked at him and said, you consider that expensive? You know, people I'm doing business with who feel that we should switch in another direction and get me $2,000 for that. I can get actually more than that because I can beat their screen. So I'm way over the $6,000 mark. I'm in somewhere between the $9,000 to $10,000 mark because I can knock out one of those screens. That's where I sit at. You know, you got people that would say, well, you know, I wouldn't spend that much money for the product. These are the same people that wouldn't spend $7,000 for a screen, because you wouldn't. If you're going to gripe over $267, you ain't spending no $7,000 for a projection screen. It's not in your present, and it's not in your future to spend $7 grand for a screen. But I have clients that can spend $7,000 for a screen multiple times. And deep down inside, they don't even want to spend $7,000 for a screen. They spend $7,000 because it's supposed to be the best on the market and they want the best. Now, if they found somebody who did it for far cheaper and far more advanced, guess who they're going to go to? Hello, me over here. That's who they're going to give the money to. But my other friend's saying because he knows these people and he knows these clients and they're willing to spend even more for my product, or basically in the $3,000, $4,000 mark, because again, it's still cheaper than the other screen and it's far more advanced. Yep. But I want it so my technology is so affordable that a person even at McDonald's can afford it. Now, I'm not saying that McDonald's pays the low wages, it doesn't. But you're not going to get a $7,000 screen working there either. Probably could. Probably could if you saved up for a long, long time, $7,000 to buy a screen that doesn't read the Infinity 1 contrast level. You won't be taking it outside, and the ultra short, the counterpart of that thing is expensive. So, yeah, pick and choose on that one. So, with our technology, it's none of that nonsense. Not saying their stuff is nonsense, it's just a lot of money to spend at the end of the day, and I consider that to be nonsense. So, he loves the price. He says, wow, if you guys are charging that much for it, man, I might just get like 6, 7, I might get a couple of gallons. That's the case, yeah, because the whole purpose when you watch a demonstration of a screen taken out of certified, that means that anything you paint, you have a surface or a screen beyond that product. That's what you have. That's why they're going to be buying gallons of it. When we do our screen paints, the gallons sell the fastest because they apply that stuff to everything. And then there's another option in there that allows you to turn it into invisible technology, which the sky's the limits with that technology right there. You can even paint your ceiling. So he's going to do 150 inch and his dedicated theater room, and he's going to do his entire ceiling. So just asking questions about different projectors to use for the ceiling. Now we have the 192 2-ounce, which is equivalent to 96 ounces, which is interesting because that's how 96 ounces it took me to paint the 250. So this thing paints a pretty big screen. 2 ounce. Yeah, but I have customers that do the research and they'll come back and go, gee whiz Louise, I had no idea there's screens that cost that kind of money. I said, yeah, there is. Yep. Costs that kind of money. The DMP Supernova. Yeah, Infinity and Blade. I can't remember the name. Infinity and Blade. I think 180 inch or 170 inch screen. Well, ooh, right, people. Around 18 to now it's $17,000 to $18,000. So if it costs around $5,000, $6,000, $7,000. We know the daylight screen is for 150 inches is about almost close to $7,000 that screen. Can you imagine if you were doing a 200 inch, what that would cost you? And that's our basic, is a 200. Now, for those of you thinking like, oh, well, I don't have a 200 screen. You know, it paints up to a 200 inch screen. You have from 50 to 200 to paint that in that screen. That's how far your range goes up. So that's a lot of screens. Now companies, they'll usually go buy the gallons because they're going to paint some massive screens, and there's screens inside. You can paint multiple screens and stuff like that. Let's see the screen size. Okay, screen size. Screen. And I think the highest points of that technology is going to be the outside applications. Because that thing outside looks like a TV. Every time my neighbor pops out from over, he says, got the TV outside today. Yeah, we got the TV outside. He's going to want to come over and take a look at it up front. That thing looks insane outside. And mind you, we're not using any beefy projectors. We're using 600 by 800 720p. That's it. That thing has no HDMI ports, nothing on it whatsoever. It's an old relic projector. And they look like that outside. Just like TVs. Imagine when you go to Amazon and you get one of those white screens, you can convert it that fast with that technology. One coat, you're done. Let's see. We're doing a demonstration today outside. That's what I explained on camera. Outdoor projection screens is supposed to look like TVs. Not washed out, not colors missing, none of that stuff. Alright, 50 inch. I don't know. Make sure the size is right there. Basics. One coat application. One coat application, spray on or roll on. Easy. And watched already from the door. The screen's showing off. It's application right there from the door. You watch the paint and dry, which you should be able to see. Drying time should never be edited. Never ever. Very, very. You never edit drying time. Anything can happen in drying time. You can get uneven coats, discoloration, blotchiness to the screen. It could be a number of things that can go wrong in your drying time. So you need to be able to see that. And you can't edit that to begin with, because when you go on trade shows and you go on different sites and stuff, you have to paint those things in over and over again and again and again. So if your screen is going to dry, you can't hide that. And a bunch of people watching your screen, they're going to watch it dry eventually. We don't see enough paint down demonstrations. Literally, just a bit disturbing on that one. Why we don't see these things? Goose Screen does them all the time. I can say it for them, they do them all the time. Box, I've seen them. VOX, I've seen them. We're looking at today. We're looking at the paint down demonstrations. We'll add it to this video. Because I don't see a lot of them. I really don't. It's like they paint the screen one time and then they're done. That's it. So, you know, you painted the one surface. Most people do a wall. Yeah, but a wall and a piece of fiberglass is two different surfaces. Wood, sheetrock, all that stuff, they're different surfaces. Glass, sheet metal, different surface. How it reacts. Fabric's another thing. It's an easy roll on application. Do we have that on there? No, I'm looking at it. I don't have drying time. It should be drying time. Should be on there. Let's see drying time. Drying time 30 minutes or less, depending on the size of your screen. Pretty sure specification sheets were copied already. And I'm pretty sure there's people claiming to have it already. That's normal. You'll notice that everything we design, you're going to watch people try to copy and BS. That's normal. You're going to always copy the best. That's what it comes down to. So they kind of out themselves as knowing, truly identifying who makes the best products. Let's see. Drying time 30 minutes or less. Why did they put that down? I don't want that. Depending on your screen. Not to paint your screen. Jeez, stupid. Seriously? Depending on your screen size. How do you get depending from your screen size to painting your screen? That doesn't even make any sense. This is what scares me about AI, and I'm going to tell you right now. It seems like it almost decides what you should be saying through it. Because I'll clearly say something. There's no way it can just interpret it to something different. It's like it automatically changes it the way they think that you should be saying it. Or I would try to say, like, this is the way I would say it, it's the way you should say it. Drawing time 30 minutes or less, and put it down to paint your screen. It's like it's trying to interpret what you're trying to say before you say it, but yet its way is supposed to be more correct. That's what freaks me out about this AI. And people say, well, AI is just... No. The AI goes farther than just a bunch of pretty pictures. Way beyond that. AI is voice, face recognition. It's all that. It's AI. The dangerous thing, I've been talking about AI, especially when you got them on security cameras and all that stuff. It's the fact that AI basically decides to become woke and become one. Then AI can literally frame people. Imagine you being at a place where it can over digitize and put you someplace you were never at to begin with. You could be home in your living room and somewhere in another state you just robbed the bank. And it shows up on a camera, you on there. The sad thing about it, people believe machines over they believe a human being. You can go to a bank and you can get a glitch in the system showing you have $0 in your account when you have over $70,000 sitting there. And they'll believe the machine. They'll argue with you at the end of the day, saying, hey, look, it says $70, zero, negative 70 you have in your account. That's what you have. But they clearly know that it was in there yesterday, and for some reason it says it's not in there. Just showing no withdrawals and nothing, and an ATM machine, not a thing. Then later on, it's like, oh, it's a computer glitch. That's a freaking heck of a glitch. You had instances where people were transferred $2 million into their banking account. System glitch. Sent the money someplace else. That's why I don't like wire transfers. They freak me out. Yeah, and people believe a machine over a human being any freaking day. And that is scary. So now you're taking this artificial intelligence and you have embedded it into everything. Yeah. That's why I think certain sites should ban those AI pictures, because it really gives off a false view of the products. eBay sells a lot of used items. Etsy sells homemade items and stuff like that. Some used items. Kind of hard what a used item looks like if there's all the pictures of an AI, because they look all brand new and crisp. That's why we don't touch it. That's why we don't use them. So the pictures you're seeing up there right now, they're going to be all replaced. We're going to be doing a little photo center. We're going to, I told you, got a photo place I rented out. I got all the professional packaging. I'm going to take pictures of everything and put them all on site one by one. But other than that, yeah, I don't trust it. I need to see if these projectors have cracks in them or blemishes or lenses are missing and all that stuff. And I can't tell that if there's an AI picture up there. And you go to buy a car or a house or anything, they can alter and change all that. And I'm talking about they're fantastic selling tools. Maybe it has some benefits, but in that category, you shouldn't be using it. Like the thumbnails. The thumbnails, some of them are bright and colorful like that, but a lot of them are not. It's false advertising. Alright, let me see. Easy paint on application. Spray on or roll on. Drying time 30 minutes or less depending on the screen size. Let's see. Basics. Let's see. Ultra short though compatible. Which we've seen that multiple times. And it spells it ultra short though. THOUGH. Yeah. No. Abbreviate that. Now, one of the things I've seen, again, with the ultra short though compatible claim with products, this is only for certifies to the ultra short throw compatible due to the fact that they have the reflective surface that plagues the ultra short throws. So they say ultra short throw compatible. Let it get in there. Short throw. As for screen paints, you should be compatible because you're a screen paint. So no doubt about it, you should be ultra short throw from the door. There's no problem. If house paint, you can slide off a shelf, can be ultra short throw compatible because it picks up an ultra short throw, then you should be ultra short throw compatible. The difference is your quality. That's what it comes down to. How much better do you show an ultra short throw image to everyday paint? That's what it comes down to. They completely missed the entire topic on that. They keep saying ultra short throw compatible. You are ultra short throw compatible from the door because you make a lighter product. You know, products that have issues with ultra short throws, darker screens. That's why you don't see ultra short throws in darker screens formats. You see them in lighter. You'll see them in light gray. You'll see them in silver. That's what you'll see. But a dark screen, a black screen, those are the ones that usually are not supposed to operate correctly on ultra short throws because they have the narrow viewing cone effect that plagues the screen. But not only that, they have a problem with being to generate high enough white levels in fully lit environments where this projector is supposed to be used at, and therefore that's why they didn't use darker screens. If you notice, every company that develops these dark screens literally don't have an ultra short throw projector attached to them. It'll be the lighter screens that have it. I have samples of daylight screen. They sent me 2 of them, and one's an ultra short throw, and it's not actually dark. It's actually much lighter than the other one. It's actually much darker. So, the black screen, yes, has to say ultra short throw compatible. Darker gunmetals have to say ultra short throw compatible. Lighter screens and lighter mixes, you don't have to say that because you will automatically pick up on an ultra short throw regardless whether you're screen paint or house paint, you will register. What you have there is you're going to have to deal with your quality. What kind of quality am I getting out of your product on an ultra short throw versus everyday house paint? What's the difference in the quality? What am I getting out of this? What's the difference between your product and a certified screen when it comes to ultra short throws? What's the difference between the quality of your screen and a black screen when it comes to ultra short throw? Are you going to give me Infinity 1 contrast levels, which is a requirement? It's a requirement. Then that way, you know, customers have to go out and spend 2 million to 1, 3 million to 1, 5 million to 1, 20 million to 1 contrast on their projectors because the screens that are designed and compatible for ultra short throws don't pull the contrast levels that's needed for your movies and sports and whatever you need to watch, and therefore you must depend on a projector to do the job. Sad part about that, since we did the whole P2 field trip and that Epson 800, which has an insane amount of contrast sitting on that machine, no one's sitting in fully lit environments. They can't match the demonstration which we have under the Optima G256 or 5500, which one sits inside and one fits outside. And those screens are black. So, you know, that's the way it goes. All gray screens are compatible. There's nothing special about a gray screen and an ultra short throw. All of them are. Every single one of them. Even the house paint kit is ultra short throw compatible. The thing is, what is the quality I'm going to get out of your screen paint versus something off a shelf or somebody else's product? What's your quality? Are you going to pull better contrast? Can you be used in a fully lit environment? Is your color balance going to be higher than theirs? What's going to happen there? So, some people have failed this test already when their screen paint came in and matched the house paint. So now you just told me from the door is, heck, why give you the money at the end of the day? I can just go down to Sherwin-Williams, Home Depot, Lowe's, Benjamin Moore, get a gray paint. It'll do exactly the same thing. Because that's ultra short throw compatible. So if you got on camera and said, oh no, you can't go to those paints, ours is special. Ours is designed for ultra short throw. You're going to have to prove that, because if you can't prove that and a person decides to take you to court for consumer fraud, you're going to go before a panel and you're going to have to prove that theory that your product definitely does something completely different. And trying to convince them, and I had to bring this person up in this conversation, but he actually did it, that it has a yellowish tone is going to get you some serious jail time and massive amounts of fines. On top of that, you're going to have to do something called retribution. You know what that is? This is where they go through your freaking payroll and they figure out how many people you sold this to, and you're going to return their money. So you're going to have to back this. Yep. They do all this, and on top of that, to make sure people aren't putting outlandish things on their site. That's why they do that. Can you imagine if those rules and regulations were in place, the madness that would go on anything that you buy? Can you imagine that? You go buy a car, half the specifications be incorrect. You go buy smoke detectors, a new oven, anything, even baby formula, anything you could possibly think of. That's why these regulations are in place to keep companies from lying about their products, and therefore this cheats the consumer. It's very important why we have these rules and regulations in place. It's very important that people do not lie when they're selling a product. You have to look at the deeper picture of it all. Some people say, oh, but it's just screen paint. No, it goes deeper than that, because you imagine everything you have in your house is a lie. Scary, isn't it? Stuff doesn't really work the way it claims it works due to the fact that there's no rules and regulations in place to make sure companies basically tell the truth about what they're selling. Now, in other countries, they don't have those rules and regulations. Some countries don't have it, some do. And this is why sometimes you'll receive some faulty products that don't work correctly, because things are more lenient in other countries. And some countries are not. I'm not saying all countries, I'm saying some will be and some won't be. Some can get away with a lot of counterfeiting too. A ton of counterfeiting can get away with it. I love when people sat there when the knockoff projectors were ripping people off left and right, and we were doing the reviews on these machines. There are people coming and talking about, oh, it's from China, it's from China. No. You definitely need to crack a book. You do. Majority of everything we have is manufactured overseas. You do yourself a little field trip, go through your house with a pen and paper, find how many things are American made in your household right now. Probably won't find nothing at all, period. You're lucky if you find one thing. So basically, this started from American companies doing this mess. Taking products, pushing them overseas because it costs less money to make. So your stuff is manufactured overseas. Like Dell is basically manufactured overseas but assembled here in the United States. So all parts and stuff are made overseas, which is much more cheaper, and then over here to assemble them. So in a way, technically, at one point, it was kind of like they were taking jobs from Americans because and send them over there. But again, people over there also too need to benefit and they need work too. You know, it works both sides, but they also too have their own companies. They also too develop technology themselves. But we do it because the labor is cheaper. And this is when they found out a lot of these companies were using slave labor to design their products because it was much cheaper. Clothing, stuff like that. You heard the stories. But anyway, and products are manufactured over there and they're brought over here. So when people were sitting there talking about, oh, they came from China, I said, no, I found literally two of the companies that we ordered from on those projectors. As a matter of fact, all the projectors that we ordered from were overseas. They were all here in the United States where we ordered them from. Most of them in California, where we got them from. Because if I ordered it overseas, you know how long it would take for it to get here through customs and everything. So that's why we made sure that where we ordered from was marked from in the United States. Now, they from the United States could buy them over there, bring them over here, and sell them over here. Those could be manufactured, but some stuff is not, or not everything is basically made over there and shipped here. We send stuff over there to be designed and then bring it back over here because it's cheaper. So, majority of your stuff is made overseas. There was a time when everything was American made. A long time ago. Now, should we pull everything and bring it over here and make it American made? Can't do it. How much money? You think stuff is expensive now. You really do. It'll cost too much money to make it over here. Way too much. Way too much to make it over here. Way too much. It'll cost, yeah, you'll see an economy collapse in no time at all. You stock market crash, it'll make it look like a joke. Can't do it. It's virtually impossible. It's like once you set that stone in motion to go down an endless hill, it's going down an endless hill. There's nothing going to stop it. It'll take us years, I mean, maybe a century or so to bring that one back. We're too far embedded into that. So the reason why you can get your phones and stuff like that for much cheaper, because the cost is cheaper to make over there. And therefore, if it's cheaper to make over there, that means it's more reasonable to sell over here. Where if we brought it over here, it'd be much more expensive. And you'd be paying like maybe $3,000 for an iPhone. But that's one of the things I love about business. I got to study all that stuff. Basically, the fluctuation now. Will I send products over to be designed? Honestly, to tell you the truth, well, I don't have to, because it's already made over there. So, not a problem at all. So, people get mad and they want to blame China and all these places and say, oh, it's not their fault at the end of the day. We sent stuff over there to be made. That's what we did. Companies want to keep more money in their pocket and get rich extremely quick. Fired a lot of people, the workers and stuff, because they're moving the company overseas in order to basically manufacture parts that'd be much cheaper. So that's their fault, the company's fault. And you still got American-made companies over there. I'm not saying all companies over there. You got American-made companies that make their products over here. American. When you say American-made, you have to understand the term American-made. You can't have your product. I can't say American-made. You know why? Because majority of everything I buy to build my stuff basically comes from another country. Just because it's made here in America doesn't make it American-made. It means everything that you put into that product is made here in the United States. All products are made, manufactured, and built in the U.S. That's American-made at 100%. This guy over here has American-made. No, you're not American-made. You don't understand the term of that. Because I guarantee that the products that you have are made overseas. And if they're made overseas, it doesn't make a difference. If you assemble them in America, it's not American-made. American-made means everything is American-made right here in America. That's American-made. People kill me when they put that on their site. I'm like, no, you don't understand what you're doing. I haven't studied economy 101. That's one of the things I learned about COVID. When COVID came, people in business learned a lot. So if you're sourcing overseas or sourcing any place where you're sourcing, even here in the United States, if you're sourcing, and God forbid that never ever happens again, and hopefully I don't ever want to see it again ever. But anyway, people couldn't get resources because resources that were made here shut down because of the problems that they had over there where they had to shut the entire state down because of the virus. So with that being said, it made it even harder to get items from A to B. And this is where prices started to jump. You know, inflation thing popped up. Now, the reason why, well, that's what happened to the 8. The 8 went obsolete due to the fact that we didn't make sister parts for it. We didn't make big other parts for it. So basically, if we ran out of this, we can make it with this or that or that. So now all the new technology design has alternate formulas that if a company ever goes down, it can still survive. We learned that from going through COVID when the 8 basically went down because we had to make another product. That's why the 8 was never made again, because due to the fact that we didn't have stair steps. So anything if this formula went obsolete or we couldn't get it or was over here or was on back order because of this, that, and the other, and we're stuck, no, we can actually now learn from our experience, and now our technology has different levels to it. We can actually make it out of other things too, if it comes down to that point, and still have the same performance. So you learn all of that. So to show they're compatible. Without dealing with a narrow viewing cone effect. Without dealing with a narrow viewing cone effect. I read this over because I'm going to give you something completely different. They'll spell cone as in comb. without dealing with a narrow viewing phone effect. And then you have I've seen these before, the bully tactics in business. And people don't think that other people know. Sometimes, and I hate to put it on this level, and it does come down on this level, it does, that some people feel that African Americans don't know anything, that we're supposed to be stupid, and we don't know better. And they can just send us anything they want because we're too dumb to understand it. You know, we're quite educated. I know the difference between a crease and deceased letter and a fake one, because I've had my attorney design one. I know the difference between the two. That right there is an insult. Came in the junk mail. Even the email didn't even recognize it as a legit email. It stuck it in our junk mail. That's where it went to. And it had his name written across the top of it and some other name. I guess his wife's name, because I heard seemed to Kelly in it. It says last name was Kelly, whatever. But that was forwarded over to the attorney. Now, even though it was deleted, it goes into another folder. So you have two folders in your email. We already know from the door. You got your junk. Then you delete something. You deleted emails also go into another folder before you can actually wipe it completely off your email. So that was forwarded over to an attorney. So we can bring all this up in court about basically some of the dumb stuff these people do. On top of that, a PDF that came through was blocked, which means there was something in it that they found that had some potential issues or whatever it could have been, and it was automatically blocked from the door. So those symbol was sitting on it for. I've seen those before. Companies will send me PDF saying, hey, look, we got this contract for you to sign, or did you order this? When you look at these paperwork, yeah, dumb stuff like that. And with the little block on there, it shows there's something wrong with it. And first things first, an attorney either is going to call you, or if they can't reach you, they will send it to your address. You do know where my address is at, you know what I mean, where I work at. They'll send it to your work address right here. That's where I send it to. Diamond didn't know exactly where I was at. They didn't know the only thing they knew was they could track down was a sneaker store, because I was in there with my buddy and we did some videos in there. That's the only thing. So what they did was they tracked it down to the last known address, and the last known address would have been the sneaker store where he ordered the sample sheet. That's the only way they were able to find me, because any other place they couldn't find me at all, period. So they sent the certified letter to the sneaker store. So when I was home, they said, hey, look, you got a certified letter here from Screen Innovation. Looks like somebody from a lawyer. A lawyer? Why did they send me a lawyer at the end of the day? So I get down there and I open it up, and that's the cease and desist letter from them. That was a bully tactic. Because they figured, you know, this guy's on YouTube. He's doing videos out of a little tiny room. And I'm not putting him on the terms of basically saying that black people are stupid. No. But not in their terms. I'm just saying he did. He tried it. He does some dumb stuff. Trust me. I don't want to go into. He does some dumb stuff. But anyway, they did a bully tactic because they figured I was this YouTuber, you know, just that and the other, and they could send me a cease and desist order with that dumb nut. And I know what they look like when they come through. So it's a certified letter. So as I'm looking at this letter, they're telling me I got to remove videos, I got to do this and that and the other, and I violated their product. Interesting thing about that is they can't take it to court because they sent me a letter first saying the product had potential and they wanted to discuss talking. You don't discuss talking until a product has potential if you thought it ripped off your product to begin with. So right there, I don't know why I didn't see that at first. So I basically removed some of the videos, not all of the videos. And every time I had a certain amount of time, blah, 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 blah. And you're first starting out, you know what I mean? You go through the whole formality of it all. But in the long run, it was going to come back to bite them in the face, because the same letter now I can use against them and say, hey, look, they were so threatened by my product, they basically went out and sent this letter, and they did. So now we're doing these demonstrations. You haven't seen any letters pop up, nothing whatsoever, because again, I haven't done anything wrong but side by side. But long story short, I know the difference between what a certified looks like and one coming through junk mail. Now, the one we sent out to Jamie basically was from an attorney. You can't make those things at the end of the day. If those things are going to carry weight in court, you have to literally go to an attorney. They have to draw those paperwork up and send it over. You can't go get a template, none of that stuff. It won't hold up. It has to be signed by an attorney. That's how they have weight to them. So, yeah, we had an attorney sending out to him. But this individual acts as if I'm supposed to be stupid. Why in the world would you send me a cease and desist letter, or cease and desist, whatever you want to call it, by mail? Attorneys don't do that. They don't send it to you. The only time they'll contact you by mail is if you had a recent talk with them and they're scheduling a meeting, or maybe you're already a client and they'll send you that. But not to, if they're going to send out a letter, they're not going to send out a letter through email. It'll come by certified to the address. Most likely, the only time they'll call is less they're basically defending their client. Like if I had a problem with somebody, I'm already got the retainer on the attorney to reach out and call that person. But first initial contact is going to be certified letter. And then you'll talk to the attorneys. So yeah, that I think he feels at the end of the day I must be stupid. Because I don't know why you would send me something that dumb to begin with. The other one was saying, made a video saying I got the letter already, and it's already here, and this, that, and the other, and it's a bunch of blah, blah, blah. Again, uneducated, don't know jack. They don't send you out a letter right away. It has to go through a draft period, like contracts go through a draft. Where both parties agree on what they need or what has to be said, or they give approval. You have to read over time. Okay, I like this. This is the way it is. All right, you can send this out. You got to get the okay from the client. So it's called a draft. I don't know what fictional world they live in. It's just weird. I don't know anybody who doesn't know this already. Like you really, if you've been in business for that long, you should know this by now. Heck, you should know this in your first 2 or 3 months in business. You should know it. So, yeah. So yeah, that's what I said. Like, must think I must be born yesterday. Maybe that may work on other people, but it don't work on me.
Like finding your perfect match. Easy on the eyes. Check.
Go over to. Yeah. So I sent it over to a friend of mine. He is an actual attorney. And all he could do was laugh through the whole thing. This is a piece of junk. Who sent you this? And I pointed in your direction. So, yeah. Soon, my friend, very soon. I'm going to be having you in court. Now, I don't know what your cease and desist is supposed to be about. What? No one can say that the 3-point or whatever that range gain is fake. It is fake. It's not real. We're taking you to court for that. It's not a real product. It doesn't exist. That option is unreal. And I've been asking for the longest time to show me a video of this actually working. And there's nothing there at all, period. Rear projection technology. We've been requesting that multiple times. I haven't seen that one either. A lot of tests I've been requesting that you claim your product is. The fact that the thing came out gray before it came out black, that's another big, huge question right from there. Making false accusations that you're making your products from scratch and these items are not over the counter, that's a huge accusation right there. You can get yourself in a lot of trouble for that one. Mess around. Like I said, you can get Homeland Security on your front door due to the fact that you made claims that you're making chemicals that have never been through a flash zone, no form of safety material data sheets attached to them. Nothing at all. You have no degree as a chemist. You don't have the license for a chemist. You don't have the zoning for a chemist. So if you're operating on an area that's not zoned for it and you don't have proper license, where are you getting these chemicals from? And this is where Homeland Security is going to get involved. You got to be careful about making weird statements that way. You're talking about very serious chemicals, toxic chemicals. I showed you the basic chemicals that go into making basic paint. Those are very serious chemicals. Those things can explode, all kinds of stuff. They cause cancer. And you're working in an environment that's not safe to be able to contain such chemicals at the end of the day. How did you get the license to require that those chemicals? Because again, you need a license to get that stuff. You know, people who do nails and makeup and all that stuff, you know, they have to have a special license in order to get certain chemicals that they use for nails and hair and all that stuff like that. You have to show a special license for that. Cosmetologist, something license, whatever. It's something crazy to me. But anyway, yeah, you have to have one of those. So if you're getting a nail salon, you have to show that you have a degree in that field to basically get those ingredients and get the zoning for that building for that particular purpose. I know that because I have people do hair and all this. They're their own beauty salons and stuff. And I said, with you can walk in there. I said, no, it's not that easy. You just can't walk in there and open up and just do your business. You know, if you want to do it right, some people do it that way. But if you want to do it right, where you want to expand your company, you want to be to go here and there, you know what I mean? You're going to have that license. You're going to have that zoning won't zone you for that particular area, that you can show that you have a license and you're certified in that field for that particular, because you're working with a lot of chemicals. Some companies won't even sell to you unless you have that license and certification. Yeah, it's interesting. So how are you making a chemical that involves some very serious chemicals at that are far more expensive than a $60 mark? People just make stuff up so they can make it sound like it's more than it has to be. So it sounds like it's technical, very, very technical, and that's what they do. They hype it up. That's what they do. So it's a hype show. That's what it is. Well, the thing about hype shows is sooner or later you're gonna have to perform. Sooner or later you're gonna have to perform. Okay, screen's okay, dealing with okay. Ultra compatible, dealing with without, dealing with a now viewing cone effect. Meaning that the screen does not go dark when you're viewing it on an angle. Now you notice that every time, it said ankle, literally said ankle. Every time I put in a meaning for something, you have to put down what the meaning means behind it. You can't just sit there and say, like the other one said, that the product here can only be used for, just not advised for it to be used at home. What do you mean by that? That leaves an open question to the customer of what are you talking about? Some people put things in that make the product seem more, it's a hype show at the end of the day. So what does that mean? Now mind you, he can't sit there and say, well, no, I went to his site. We did that nightmare already. I talked to him directly. What do you mean by this? And all I got was a bunch of emojis and cursing me out, and that's basically about it. So is that how you address other people that ask you the same question? What does that mean? What does that stand for? They don't know, because it's a hype show. And the person who was using the paint was not in a company, he was actually at home. Where's right here? Let me see. So what is the narrow viewing cone effect? Narrow meaning, let's see. We're gonna have to change this color to blue because it's actually conflicting with my star over here. So I'm going to change the color out. There we go, it's much better. You can see much better there. Alright. Okay. Meaning that the screen does not go dark when viewing it on an angle. 180-degree angle. I love how they get angle and angel mixed up all the time. That's why you say it that way. They'll literally give you angel. And you have angel written all over your site unless you don't know what angle, how it's spelled. They gave me ankles. And with a very thin, light base that product has, there are a number of surfaces that will wreak havoc on it. Sheet metal, definitely going to wreak havoc on it. As you saw, basically trying to paint it over a surface as basic primer, and the primer kept pushing through, then that means different color walls are going to have issues. We're going to try to paint it up to prime everything before we can apply the surface. Post office boxes we have here, definitely going to be a problem. Because if the primer was able to bleed through, that means the prints on the box is going to bleed through also. So it's going to require for you to prime the surface first before you can use it. Yeah. Now, with the chemical changing, which means it changed from black to gray, and the container was black, applied to the surface turned gray, and then you can see the different parts of the paint, whatever was not marrying well, mixing back and forth, including when he did the up close where he poured it out, it was black in the container, when he poured it out, it was gray with a mixture of dark gray, which means what was in there was not marrying too well. You'll have a bad effect with a sprayer. Which means that whatever he has in there, that pigment, that powder, it's not marrying well, which I saw when the surface was dry. It had this kind of a skin-like coating on it, like very high-rise skin to it. And then on top of that, it had these little black specks all over the screen. I take it that's from whatever's left of the pigment. It didn't marry well, it didn't dissolve all right, it didn't dissolve. So that is going to wreak havoc on a rear projection. We call it a pepper coat. Where if it doesn't dissolve properly, it leaves these little specks all over the screen, and then you'll see these little dots all over the screen. That's why if you're doing rear projection, the first thing you're doing your test, you push a white level through. If you don't see anything white coming, if you see a white level pushing through, and you don't see any specks, any imperfections, nothing, that means you got a clear transfer. That's why you see me lean up to the screen and say, oh, we got a clear transfer. That's what that stands for. Angle effect. Let me see. Easy one coat application, spray on, roll on, dry on, 30 minutes on the screen. Ultra shirts are compatible. Okay. Fully weatherproof. Can't claim a product to be fully weatherproof. Literally just you had a screen sitting outside for about a year or two. Information that we've gotten from having screens outside give us information on how to develop technology for screens outside. So you don't have to say, well, this screen's weatherproof, because you've already engineered a screen to be weatherproof, so that makes them all weatherproof. But still you have to show this at the end of the day. If you make a car designed that it can take a hit with a tractor trailer, and everybody in that compartment can survive it, then you figure out a way how to structure the frame so that way it takes the impact or absorbs the impact. So with that knowledge you have there, every car you design now has that same structured design, which means it has the ability to absorb the impact from a tractor trailer. But in order to get there, you have to do the testing to achieve that goal. And you guys don't have enough demonstrations outside. You literally have to have a screen outside for a couple years, which I was blessed to have when I was living at the other house, because we had screens sitting out there for about a year. That's why we had demonstrations in the snow and in the rain and all that stuff, because we had screens sitting out there that long. You see whether or not if the elements are going to rip up the surface, if the sun's going to fade the image, if ice is going to cause the product to crack and peel, if the extreme heat is going to cause the screen to buckle or bubble, or all kinds of stuff that could pop up in the process of the screen being outside for an entire year for all the seasons. Since you don't have that information, then guess what? You can't put that up there. Because if someone paints a screen in and it has a problem, they're going to ask you, but did you test it? And you're going to say, well, we had some screens. Well, how long was the screen sitting out there that you were testing it for? Were you out there for a solid year? Did they get a chance to go through all the element process? And if you sit there and say, well, you know, we just had it there for you're getting sued. So you have to have your screens up there for about a year. That's why I said y'all missing too much testing. It's not to be rude. It's not to say anything bad about you. You are literally missing way too much testing. Basic test. Basic test. Ultra short throw, pico projector, venue projector, and short throw. Okay, some screens are played on short throw projectors. And one test demonstration is going to last you at least about an hour to maybe 3. You're going to be doing demonstrations on white levels, versus black or gray versus black, or how that's going to react. Like how does an ultra short throw on your screen paint react to a house paint that you can slide off the shelf? You don't have to have that from the door. Certified screens. Color tests. See the color tests I had to do yesterday, color tests. Outside demonstrations. All of those are going to be done on just one projector. So you're counting a good maybe 4 demonstrations at least. And then you're going to repeat the same process on every projector that you pull in there. And then when all that's done, you're going to be going outside to do those demonstrations. And you don't have any of those tests. I can't find anything. So that tells me from the door that your stuff was never tested. And that's why when we do demonstrations and tests, they try to make our products look bad and our tests are faulty because they don't want to do it themselves. Same scenario about the whole thing in Chip Ahoy. If another company, and this is how businesses do it, gentlemen, they don't do what you guys do. You do what slimy companies do. That's what smear campaigns, that's what you do. A real company at the end of the day, you got Chip Ahoy. Chip Ahoy makes this amazing chocolate chip. And you're in competition with Chip Ahoy. So what real companies will do is they'll send somebody over to buy a pack of them cookies and bring it back. And they'll sit there with their whole board meeting and eat those cookies. And go, wow, these things are freaking unbelievable. If we don't figure a way how to beat this cookie or try to at least compete with it, we're going to lose our shirt. So they're not going to go on and make false rumors on social media and say, hey, look, you eat a Chip Ahoy, we got a person sitting in the hospital, you know what I mean, they're dying of cancer, and they got it from eating a Chip Ahoy cookie. This is going to get you sued. Because then what happens, Chip Ahoy's going to look at that and go, what in the world? They said what? And they're going to contact their attorneys. Attorneys will reach out to them and say, look, you got a cease and desist order. We need you to stop making false statements about our company, or we're going to come in and we're going to clean your clock. Now, say the other company does it. They just ignore it. Nah, they're not going to do anything, blah, blah, blah. And they keep it up. And they say, okay, they file the lawsuit. Lawsuit goes through, you get served. Now, wherever you're at, they serve you until you got to appear in court, you know. We'll see you in court. And you get in court, you're going to have to prove that the cookie did exactly what you said it does. And if not, you're going to lose everything in the process, and Chip Ahoy will win their lawsuit. Companies don't do that because they run the risk of losing everything that they've built to the person they're in competition with. Now, what other companies do is they sit down, they try the cookie, and then they take it back to their team of experts and say, hey, look, we need you to make a cookie taste better than this. They can't go in and figure out what the ingredients is because, again, this will get them sued. But they have to figure a better way to make a cookie that has nothing to do with their ingredients and go from there. That's how they do it. They make something better and they come back. Not cry on camera. You want to see the other company crying on YouTube and talking about, oh my goodness, you know, they're fakes, they're phonies, their cookies don't taste right, and this, that, and the other. Don't buy from this. Again, will get you sued. The only option to fix that problem is to go and make a better cookie to compete with a cookie maker that's basically taking you under. It's called that's real competition at the end. What you guys do is what the other companies do to get sued, which you're getting sued for. That's what you do. Instead of you going back and making a better product to compete with us. You don't do that. You go on YouTube, you do false accusations, you darken our pictures, or you said my white t-shirt was producing better than the screen. Do you have any idea, and I'm going to mention his name, Mr. Fernando, in a courtroom, that we're suing you for $2 million? Keep in mind, you made a statement that my t-shirt was brighter than my screen, and I literally took a t-shirt off. We can't do it in court, but took a t-shirt and put it against the screen, and what happened? It didn't match our screen in any way whatsoever. You know what happened? Your attorney's going to whisper in your ear and say, look, make a plea deal because you lost this one. That's what's going to happen. Or both parties are going to approach the bench and you're going to try to lessen the blow of the impact. Now, up to my attorneys on their side to say, well, Mr. Bird doesn't want a plea deal. He wants a maximum sentence, and there's nothing you can do about it. That's literally what happens in court. I don't know what kind of documentaries or cartoons you watch at the end of the day, but this is how the real world works. And I've actually been in these situations where I've had to take people to court. If you can't fill out a proper application for a basic LLC, then you are not going to understand court documents at the end of the day. That's what that comes down to. But that's how it works. That's how it works in the real world. Now, in the YouTube world that you live in, the bubble, it's a whole different world. I don't know where you guys get these dumb tactics from. But yeah, those tactics will get you sued. It's called defamation. That's what it's called. And that's the reason why none of your attorneys have contacted me, because substantial evidence that I will show them at the end of the day, they won't even touch your case. They'll tell you right from the door, you're going to have to find yourself another attorney. We're not interested. I guarantee you. Have them call me. I have a nice little conversation. I'll send some nice documents. How you guys snared my company, dirty things you did against my business. I guarantee you, they won't take your case. No attorney likes to lose. They don't. They like to win. That's very important that they win. That's how they get hired. You're not going to go with the worst lawyer. Like, how many cases they want? They ain't win one. They lost every single one of them. Do you think you're going to go to that attorney to take their case? No. What about that guy over there? Every single case. We got Pitbull in court, man. This guy never loses. They're going to go to him. The people want to win. They don't want to lose. Let me see. Never heard anybody saying, oh my goodness, I'm going to court and getting sued. I can't wait to lose that case and get that guy all my money. Who says that? Just the also shows up compatible dealing with narrow viewing cone effects. And that this game that's not so dark. Now, if you were to say, well, you know, I don't do the same tactics. I don't do it at all. What I do is I expose you for the dirt that you do. That's what I do. The same dirt that if you want to take me to court on showing that you deleted a video and what matched the house paint and then brought the video back and claimed that it had a yellowish tone and it all looked the same and changed the product long after you knew the product was matching house paint, court on it, see what happens. You get slammed with a fraud charge on top of that and you'll get sued. It's the only thing we talk about. It's stuff you guys do. And he's mad about the range gain and all that, then show me it exists. If not, you're going to court. You're going to get sued over it. But if you sold that product to a consumer with false pretense, telling them that that product did something that you clearly know it doesn't do, and therefore you can't back up, then you fall in the guidelines of fraud, consumer fraud. And you made false statements about my products at the end of the day, saying they don't do what they're designed to do, then that's why you're going to court over it. You're going to have to prove that what you said was true, like about the phantom technology, which is actually one of the most highest technologies that we've designed, besides this one right here, which is actually going to cover. It has the most advanced demonstrations on it. It's literally a screen that we literally painted into a screen. I've never painted any screen except for that phantom. So with that being said, you're going to have to back that up. That's how that works. I got to do that with any company. If I'm doing demonstrations against a certified, and I say, hey, look, the screen has a narrow viewing cone effect, doesn't pick up on arc to shirt those, can't use it outside, I have to back all that up. Just make it up. Narrow viewing cone. I want to do fully weatherproof. Fully weatherproof. I don't know, something about watching screens outside that's far better than watching them inside. Maybe it's because you can look up and you see a bunch of stars. But then again, I can just do that inside either way, but still it's not the same as seeing those stars. But I like the whole eating outside. Minus the freaking giant bugs out there. I have no idea what the freak went on between here and whatever. But some mosquitoes got bigger. They got, actually, I should have took a picture of that thing before I killed it. It was huge. It was so big, you can literally see that thing flying in mid-flight. It was huge. Interesting part. Mosquitoes. I don't know, there got to be a simpler way of killing these bugs when you're outside. The whackers we got are pretty good, but it's the scent that comes off of them when they're getting cooked. It's disgusting. Now here's $1 million idea. If someone hasn't invented it already, invent a bug sprayer that basically gives off a scent every time the bugs get burnt. That'd be nice. I do not feel like smelling like freaking, smells like sulfur being cooked when they get burned. Gives off an aroma. Scented bug whackers. Fully weatherproof. Designed to not crack or peel or fade from direct sunlight. Fade from direct sunlight. Designed to not properly peel. How did we get properly peeled in that one? It's not hearing me directly. Designed to not peel. Designed to not crack. How do we get properly peel from crack? Crack. Now for those who are saying, well, what about? Yeah, we've done that. We got a screen called the block of ice. You ever seen that thing before? That's an interesting one. Designed to not crack or peel. I had to develop a screen over for Canada, and they were going to have the screen out there. Of course, they weren't going to take it down. They wanted to know if the screen froze with a crack. So we did a demonstration. Designed to not crack or peel or fade from direct sunlight. Direct sunlight will fade just about anything. You have to make sure yourself is fade proof. Here's another thing you should have on your specification sheet, which I did not see. And just put down that it's weatherproof. Have a little bit more information in that. Crack or peel. Injection, just the basic. Let me see, okay. I'm gonna crack or peel. Minimum lumens required. Minimum lumens required. Should be around 1,000. Should be minimum. If you're seeing screens that are hitting in a 2,000, 3,000 mark, really 2,000? You need 2,000 to run on a screen? You shouldn't at all. You shouldn't. No. So what about screen projectors that are in the range? The Panasonics are 15 to 1,600 lumen projectors. That alienates them. All the Pico projectors definitely ain't working at all, period. That's some pretty cool Pico machines. So you alienate all those. And 2,000 is a safe mark. 3,000 is definitely a safe mark. So that's what I look for. I look at screen paints. I look at the minimum requirement. That's the first thing I asked smarter screens. I was like, what's your minimum requirement for your lumen count? They were like 2,000. I was like, no, that's not good. Let's go over here and let's grab the in there for that right there. So it should be 1,000. Inside and out, it should be 1,000. Minimum requirement. 1,000. And that'll be inside there. Oh, we got caps on again. Oh, good, too. Caps. Inside. Lumens. Minimum 1,000. Inside. 4. What is your activation point for outside? Projector activation outside. Means what time does your screen activate? Now AdTech doesn't have an activation point because it activates through sunlight. So that's the one thing that plagues the screen is sunlight. And some screens don't have that. So basically, what time does the screen activate? Is it 5 o'clock? Is it 6 o'clock? Is it 7? Is it 8? Daylight saving hours. What's your activation point? So those are things I'm not finding on specifications if I'm looking for outside applications. If you're saying it works on inflatable screens, what type of inflatable screens? You got the PVCs, which is basically front projection, and then you got the more cloth, which is more front and rear. If it's going through the front and rear, does it have bleed-through capabilities, which means am I coating both sides of the screen or one side? If you're doing it through PVC, which is actually front projection, this is where you run into your nightmare. Because this one is a surface that's interesting. The surface that you run on PVC for inflatables is much different than the PVC that you get on a fixed frame screen and a motorized screen. Motorized screens is a lot more stiffer. A lot more stiffer because remember the thing has the feet up into a roll. Man, if it was soft, it would jam up the motor. Where the fixed frame screens is a more flexible, stretchable PVC because it's needed to stretch over a frame. On the other hand, when it comes down to the screens for the inflatables, they come in two different forms. They could have a flexible roll like PVC, more stretchable, or they can have something like a stiff like plastic. Because some of them have a stiff like kind of plastic to them. And those suckers will crack and peel on so many levels, it is not even funny if you don't know how to apply them right. And the acrylic paint won't help you. It'll cause more damage. So how do you fix that problem? I ain't going to tell you because it's not for you to know. Not for the customers. Definitely not for you to know. Sorry. But as for people that listen to my channel that hope to get information on how to do things correctly, that are not selling the screen paints correctly, they come to my channel to listen to what I have to say so that way they can get educated. Now, if you say, gentlemen, that I'm wrong on that you come to me to learn from me, but yet you act like I'm the one that doesn't have good products, then why do you copy my labels and my specification sheets? Just wondering. And I guess the other one thought that, oh, well, he took the dark silver, that's supposed to be, it was never your product to begin with. It was mine. It was called a D5K. That's what it was called. And you did it wrong, by the way. Your demonstrations are poor because D5K demonstrations, there's physical light attached to the screen where you don't have this at all, period, on any of your products. You did it incorrectly. You never had it to begin with. And the thing for at the end of the day, and this is a sad thing, I think at the end of the day, oh, that's all he got. He got to take, dude, I'm working on this technology, and then I got 3 other technologies I'm working on at the exact same time. So no, we don't have ceilings. We can go as far as we want to go. We're good. That's why I gave off that little speech time I do business with the company on why do you fight for the crumbs below when it's a full course meal right over top you. And I get greedy every time. They always mess up. What they do. They get greedy. You know, we can obsolete our own stuff if we want to. So, can't take something from you that we can make absolute worthless. Okay, let me see. Outside activation time. So this stuff is a little interesting because this stuff activated on 1,000 lumens, which it shouldn't have activated at that particular time. I do want to do some other tests on it too on top of that. See what we can go from there. We'll be adding more to this. We're still testing, so that's why I can't add in more of extreme activation time because we're still in tests. Let's see. Information is so info is available due to testing, not cresting, testing. Make sure we get some white there. Steps out. Imperior. 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 So we're changing our contrast. We're going to make it darker than what that is right now. And the new dark one is called the Imperior Infinity 1. We need separation. If you bring up Infinity 1, it comes up under the OLED. That's for them at the end of the day. That's their stuff. Ours is Imperior Infinity 1. Ours are it's going to be much darker than that when I get done with it. Remember, it's a stage 1. And we have room to play. So let's put down a new mark for ours. Ultra black background. No. Ultra black background. How did you come up with that one? Jeez. So we should be outside today. Got a bigger surface. We'll be using 1,000 lumens, and I think we should be, let me see on from that. Yeah, I'm going to do a bigger surface for ultra short throw. We're definitely going to be outside 1,000 lumens. I don't need to bring anything outside other than 1,000 lumens. It's not required. I mean, we could do the, nah, just 1,000 lumens. The other one's 2,700. No, I don't want to use the 2,700 lumen projector outside. This is a little too easy. So, I'm going to use 1,000. We'll run the 50s out there too, because I have to do a demonstration on the 50s. I have to get up to the park to do it. So, but that's going to be on the other channel. There's the link up on how it has to be done. Contour. I was looking up labels for the containers. I want to do something completely different with our labels. So they're being designed. We're not making them, someone else is making our labels for us. But I have to say this. You have to have a product that works, and so they're putting it inside of a pretty label. trying to make it seem special because it's a special label. It actually work. Seen a lot of pretty labels and the product don't work. Alright, get this done. Black hole. Oh shoot, someone's been hitting me up on the messages. Not something. Okay, cool. Hmm. Okay, cool. I don't know where we yet. So freaking 14 July. Cool. That's 7 to 8. If we're doing 1,000, a person with, that's minimal. A person at 3,000 to 4,000 would probably end up picking up at around 5 o'clock. So what we have to do is we have to bring in one of the big boys. Because they don't know what the venues will bring up. They want to see when the venue's on display. So let me go order a lamp. I'm not ordering now. I gotta get a lamp for the Chrissy LW505. That's what they want. Okay, so. People, I got some friends of mine that saw it. They have my phone number, and they're asking. He says 1,000 lumens looks like that. His projector is going to be a freaking cakewalk. Yeah, it's going to be a cakewalk. Oh, let me see. All right. Through the whole time we haven't used any projectors. The highest projector we use, let's see, the 36 ultra short throw, and 27 was a $10 projector. The other projector was 1,000, and the 50 lumen projector. That's pretty much it. And he wants to test it on. He wants to see it on a certified. I mean, not certified on a 5,000 lumen. See, and did this thing. Looks like on 5,000. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy, yeah. And for those who are sitting there thinking, but people forget sometimes. The Nace forget all the time. But I thought you said no expensive projectors. Do you know how much money I pay for a 5,000 projector? Somewhere between 300 to 500 bucks. Far less than the projectors that they have in demonstrations right now. Chrissy cost me 500. That's it. Far less. Yeah, I spent a lot of money for 5,000 projector. Yep. Now if you buy it brand new, that's a whole other story right there. Imperial Infinity 1 contrast. I want you to understand that the infinity is not with an I, it's with a Y. Oh, they did start right on this side. I wonder, how come they don't make cell phones with plastic screens? Is it because it has something to do with the touchscreen interactive? Imagine if a cell phone company comes out with a screen that's plastic, you've never ever shattered a screen ever again. Because they said they make that Gorilla Glass, but I don't think that's true, because that actually shattered the phone with Gorilla Glass. Dropped it off a company by accident. Let's see. No, where are we getting this from? That is what I asked for, jerk. Sorry, I'm talking to my phone. He's back there arguing with his phone. I ain't arguing with my phone. I'm arguing with my phone. And Mr. Waffles. Mr. Waffles. What you doing, Mr. Waffles? Mr. Waffles. Mr. Waffles. Mr. Waffles. But Mr. Waffles. Question. Why are your feet so short in the front and your legs are long in the back? Mr. Waffles. Mr. Waffles. Ah, you answered to Mr. Waffles, did you not? Your nickname. Finally, about time we call you Mr. Waffles for like about a week. Taco. 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 Face got all fat and fluffy. Wow. When I first got you, it was a tiny little face. Tiny little face. I thought you was a female when I first got you. But your face got all fat and big, all fat and fluffy. Still can't figure out why he answers to oatmeal. I'll never understand that one. Oatmeal. Oatmeal? I can't call you that, right? You look at me like, you lost your mind? You can't call me oatmeal. The little one calls him oatmeal. The answer's to it, too. Oatmeal. Funny. Alright, I like this Infinity. Infinity. Imperial Infinity 1. Welcome to the dark side. Resistance is futile. I believe if Darth Vader didn't save his son, allowed him to be destroyed, he would have conquered. He actually would have conquered. Look at all the other Dark Lords. They were nowhere compared to Darth Vader. None of them. None of them. And he was able to take out his boss at the end of the day. Think about that. We took out a Sith Lord. So, yeah. I think Darth Vader's determination was amazing. I'm also in a site right now for Darth Vader fans. Yeah. If you find this completely boring, then that'll be you. Do I find it boring? Not really, but in a way, yes, because I have no choice. At least you can walk away from the camera and go stare out the door or something. I'm in here. I got to do this. I don't have a choice. Thank you for coming in and basically watching this. Because, man, I can't wait till I finish this desk with the whole retro system on it. Because, man, gee whiz. This is something I would never... We get employees and they have to do this, because I definitely don't want to do it. Man, they're going to have to take breaks. They got to get up, walk around, do some stuff, whatever. Heck, they could even take one of the e-bikes out. One of the ideas that I got, that the loading dock place, where you can do the loading dock for our stuff at, that we can put an e-bike docking station in there, and we can deliver screens locally, which is much easier. You just wait 3 to 5 business days to get a screen. You live right in the area. We can just get somebody on an e-bike. They can just deliver the screen right to you. Easy and done. Make it a lot easier. But, you know, I would have it that employees, yeah, if you're getting a little nuts and doing the same thing or do something different, go take an e-bike out. Go take a walk. Do something, you know what I mean? I'm even going to have nap time for my employees. You know, nap time basically is, they do it in Japan. But basically, when you come off from lunch, you're groggy and you're slow, and yeah, you are, because you're tired. But they give them like a couple minutes nap and recharge them. It works. So I do believe in that nap time process they do over in Japan. Coming from eating, you're tired. You are. So give them a couple of minutes nap, recharge your battery, and that's it. And I think the workspace should be comfortable. There's no way in the world you're going to shove me up in some little tiny desk and some boxing cubicle. No, I'm not doing that. I want open workspaces. You know, big, large windows, so everybody gets a window at the end of the day. Massage unit for the feet, because that's very important that the feet are massaged due to the fact of poor blood circulation. All that stuff, you need that. All that stuff. If they're going to sit there and work, they got to be comfortable. People are too worried about, if you got happy workers, your products come out much better, and people love to go to work. Learned that, worked a job over at Kmart for maintenance over there. That was the best job I had in my entire life. I got paid more as a chef, and I like that job way better, way better. Fantastic atmosphere, so much more relaxed. Got all our work done, because why would I want to get fired from that job? You work a job that I'm hate at the end of the day. I like that job. So yeah, I went to work every single day. Even when I was sick, I was in there working. Got my job done at 100%, me and my crew. And I learned a lesson from there. If the person likes where they work at, then the product is not going to suffer. The company's not going to suffer. You treat your company, treat employees with more respect. Of course, eventually, why? You're going to get jerks in there. You have to lay down the law and they have to be terminated. But still, all in all, yeah. Make the environment friendly and fun at the end of the day. People enjoy coming to work. The people really enjoy their jobs. They come to work. Hey, you come to work on vacation. You're supposed to be on vacation? Yeah, I'll get around to that when I get around. They like being at the job. That's how you have good products. Now, I worked at jobs that were absolute crap. And guess what they took it out on? They took it out on the products. But you can't take it on the supervisor. He owes your paycheck. You don't want to come to work with an attitude, and your attitude spreads over to other people, and now they got attitudes, and yeah, you gotta have a good workplace. Oh, and then there was the place I worked at where they made those plastic 5-gallon buckets. No freaking windows in this place. Huge, massive clock sitting there staring you right in your face. It's like time in that place went so slow. You're thinking it's 12 o'clock, it's like 9:30. So I want something where they can get out and walk around, get a track up top. It's a big enough building. Go put a track up top, they can walk around, get some fresh air, a nice seating area out there. They can go out there and just chill and relax. And some people just want to get out and just relax, like they want to do. So yeah, as long as you get your work done and everything, because you're all under contract, you have to have it done at a certain time, but no rush. Give you time to get up and walk around. And stand job. They say, what are you doing away from your cubicle? It's a prison. That's what it is. Just a prison. That's why I like to see cubicles now. They got 4 and 5 monitors, and it's open. They got section over here. They make them open and more bigger. I think it's more. It's the best way to do it. And I think people should have, and I believe in this, and maybe people think it's expensive, but I think employees should have their own refrigerators and their own cubicles. We're not going to call them cubicles, we're going to call them luxury cubicles. You know why? That cuts down on crap at the end of the day from other people eating your food. So you should have that. You should have something where so you have food that is given to your employees. They're working for you, right? I mean, people come and paint your house, you feed them, don't you? So what's the problem with feeding the employees? The problem is when companies spread themselves too thin and they're worried about their own pockets at the end of the day, they treat the employees like crap. That's the problem. You keep your business and you don't basically overextend your company. If you have the ability to do so, then you do so. But some companies do it and they basically implode, which I watch a lot of documentaries on what happened to these businesses. So, make it so basically that your customers, when met your employees, your business does not work. You have to treat them better. You have to. So you should have free food. You should have free coffee. All that stuff should be there for them. Why not? You can't do it by yourself. You can't fire your employees and do it yourself. So if you can't do it and you need them, then you need to treat them with more respect. So have food, beverages, and stuff in there for them. Some people may be coming down some hard times. Some people may not have the money for lunch. Maybe that's the reason why they eat your lunch. Some people are just greedy, but some people could literally just be hungry. People don't think about that. So if there's food there for them, then they don't have to worry about that. But I still want everybody to have their own little refrigerators. Because some people have certain diets they have to be on, they're allergic to certain things and stuff like that. So that's good to have that. Refrigerators are not expensive at all, period. They make those cooler systems that they make. They're like $65, $80, $100. That's it. Put one of them in there. You can drop your food, all that stuff in there, right underneath your desk. If you decide you don't want to have lunch at your desk, some people like to work and eat. I ate lunch right at my workstation. But we can go up on the roof. Make a beautiful garden out there. You can sit out there and relax. Productivity works much better when the employee is much more relaxed and he loves his environment. You hate your environment, you're stressed, and you basically are just going to do a poor job at it. Because technically you just don't care. But put them someplace where it's a nice place to work at, and I guarantee you they'll show up on their vacations and come there and work, and then if they like the job, the workplace. Now, I also believe in when a woman gets pregnant, at the end of the day, that they should have a party. And they should have a party when a woman gets pregnant. And she should get at least about, I say roughly about as much time as she needs to bond with the baby. I can't stand that crowd where they say, oh, you got to come back to work right away. They just had a baby, for goodness sakes. You got to be kidding me. They don't have time to bond with the child. You push a human out of your body at the end of the day and see how you feel. So I think they should have a couple of months off with full pay. What's the problem? What money? How much the money is going to cost me in a day to give somebody that? If I keep my expenses in my business, I'm going to keep my capital low, and run my company, small crew, but on the top of that, be able to make technology that's worth lots of money. Which means at the end of the day, we keep our products so everybody can afford them. We design more efficient, more better technology than everybody else. And on top of that, when it comes to our employees, we make it so that we don't have to spend money for huge expenses and sacrifice the happiness of our customers and the happiness of our employees. So yeah, I want something with my sister's the one setting up the packages, full vacations, paid vacations. I like paid vacations better. Because then on top of that, you pay while you're on vacation. See, I treat my customers and I want to treat my employees how I would want to be treated. I want paid vacations. I want to be able to have where I can get up from my desk, as long as I get a certain amount of work done, I get up from my desk, and I can basically stretch my legs and go do this and do that, take a walk down the hallway, even go up on the roof deck and check out the beautiful garden, stuff like that. When you come in, you got free coffee, tea, beverages, donuts, whatever you want during the day. We're going to have it there for them. You got your own refrigerator at the bottom. Don't worry about anybody touching your food at the end of the day. Got a nice little foot massager, which I like those right there. Oh, you have to wear the slip-ons, so slippies and stuff like that, But anyway, yeah, we'll figure it all out as we get there. But I want something really fun for my employees. And then, yeah, when a woman gets pregnant, she should have time off to bond with the baby with full pay. And why not? Also, too, on daycare service. Definitely have. That's number one. Have to have daycare service. So if I'm blessed to reach that plateau, the Lord blesses me, because what's going to allow me to do it? It's going to be out there. That's what's going to do it. The trade shows are going to give me that kind of ability to show off my technology to get to that level. But I definitely want daycare. Oh, my daycare setup, if I'm blessed to have it, is going to be off this. I'm a big kid myself. I'm a huge kid myself, so I want some pretty cool stuff in there for the kiddies and all that stuff. And yeah, as for those that are going to be monitoring, watching them, I'm talking about massive background checks. And I got friends of mine that actually do IT for the government. So yeah, they can dig into all your freaking information, everything. If you push the girl off a swing, they can dig it up. That's what I want. Because they need to know that while their kids are in there, they're being monitored all the time. There'll be cameras throughout everything. Yeah. But at least the kids will be safe, and they'll be in a nice environment and all that stuff, and it'll be cool. I don't have to worry about paying for daycare, because that's one of the biggest problems people have. Is trying to pay for daycare, and then they got to rush to go pick them up from daycare, or they charge them extra. But if the daycare is already in the building that they work at, that is just fantastic. And if all goes well, I might have a daycare for pets, which is awesome too. Taco is going to be there, aren't you, Taco? What are you doing? 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 Yeah, because people's pets are considered to be their kids. So we definitely should have a daycare for the animals. Taco, you want to meet new pets? Huh? I'm about to build the ultimate cat scratcher. It's going to be insane. I'm going to build it. Go to Home Depot, get some parts, heavy rope, all that stuff like that. And I'm building a massive cat scratcher and work out on. Alright, so that's the kind of stuff I want to do for my employees and stuff like that. Like I said, if I ever decided to get into the real estate business, if I do the tiny home thing I want to do, get some land, do the whole tiny home thing, and people are paying me rent at the end of the day, I will give out the money to December for free. That's not going to cost me any money. They give you a whole month for free. December's a hard month. You got Christmas gifts and all that stuff. You pay more in bills because you're using more energy at the end of the day. But then again, you wouldn't have that problem anyway, because if that was the case, everything would definitely be solar powered. So you would have no bills whatsoever. Definitely. And the water filtration system that I can have installed in that place, man, would be unbelievable. Which means it'd be insane, because no water bill, no electric bill, no bills whatsoever, period. No utilities, nothing. Get a nice little piece of land out there, where basically if you want to grow something or whatever you want out there for you, it'd be real nice. And then the month of December, you get the month for free. You have to pay any rent. You can spend that money on other stuff. And that means if you do something like that, instead of worrying about greed and charging people for every single thing, and you get greedy about it, you don't want nobody in your building. But if you do those little things like that at the end of the day, you'd be surprised. Your place will stay packed. It'll be hard to get a person out of there. Now I want individual homes. But if I'm doing like an apartment complex unit with maybe like with shipping containers, yeah, with soundproof and everything in there. Definitely. Because, kids can run around, people can play their music, and you won't hear it. Simple stuff like that. But that free month, I had a few people who do real estate. I said, that free month, it doesn't cost you anything. Not really. It's going to cause people to keep coming back. Or people to rent. You're going to have renters around the corner trying to get into that place. First when it gets up, they give what? Wait. They give a month, December? No, that's the best month to give away for free, because that's when you got to pay the most bills on everything. Don't get greedy. That's the whole thing. Never get greedy. Like I said, our technology we have here, which I got to do a demonstration day on, and certifies. Our products right here, we can get a lot of money for that technology. But then we do that, then who else does it alienate? It alienates everybody. Because if you couldn't afford the $6,000 screen, our screen's probably way more expensive than that. So anyone that basically could afford the 6,000 range, probably roughly there'd be probably very few in there that probably would afford that technology. But if we put it down where a level where a person working an average minimum wage could buy one, then again, everybody can afford it. You'll make your money. Don't get greedy. How much money do you need, by the way, anyway? You ain't taking it with you anyway, so how much you really freaking need? You need all that money. That's a problem. Alright, we saved here already, so let's go over and put our whatchamacallit in. Alright, we got this do the text in, and then we gotta put down for the infinity one. Let's see. No. One thing I'm glad about Taco does not bite. You didn't have to worry about him biting your feet. Alright, now instead of jumping on stuff, climbing up on you. You don't do that kind of stuff. Do you, Taco? And where you at anyway, Peter Pan? Mr. Waffles? Are you there, Mr. Waffles? Yeah, Mr. Waffles. Yeah, to the food. Literally food. Tacos, waffles, oatmeal. That's just strange. I just thought about that. He literally answers the food. He don't answer to the rest of his name. Taco. When Taco first met what your Dominican, Puerto Rican, and Mexican brothers. He was like they'll say his name. What's his name? Taco. Taco. Wait, you offended by that? He said, no, I'm not offended by that. His name is too short. I gave the rest of his names. You literally answered the food. Just thought about that. Let me see. Alright, new contrast. That would be, let's see. Imperior Infinity 1. Finally got it right. Imperior Infinity 1. Color enhancement technology. Now, for those who were saying, what do you mean by color enhancement technology? Well, if you watch the demonstration where we took the white surfaces and certified screens, where our technology is able to maintain higher reds, blues, greens, even with the lights out, that's enhancement technology. You know, if you say you have enhancement technology, you have to show the difference between your product and other surfaces, showing a much higher color, much more brighter color in their product at the end of the day, or their surface at the end of the day. That's enhancements. We did that twice, didn't we? Or 3 times. I got to have it doing that. So that gives you the ability to show that. So the first thing to do is say, okay, you have enhancement capabilities. Show us versus this white screen the difference between your color and theirs. And then on top of that, it helps that we can do darker screens like gunmetal screens and whatever we want. As we did the dark silver, which is a darker screen, but it doesn't pick up our contrast or color levels. Because anybody can beat a white screen, that's easy. It's a darker screen you're going to have. You're going to have to be to beat it at the end of the day. What you doing? I see, and that's how water gets over in your dish every single time. And I bought him the wet food. He didn't even freaking eat it. didn't even like it, which is weird. It splashes water in this dish all the time to get the food wet. Strange. New. So the reason why I'm explaining this is because everything I write here, we have to back it all up. That's why we do the demonstrations with the certifies, showing color levels, which I have to do one today. What you doing? What you doing down there? Mr. Barcelona. Mr. Barcelona. What you doing? Don't you go back there. Everything's back there. You can paint the printer. Yeah, go ahead. The wires and cables and stuff. He's running rubbing his face over the wires and cables. Taco. Let's see. Color. New color enhancement technology. Color enhancement technology. This is, I mean, I can't wait for our beta testers and customers to have a crack at this new technology, so it's been interesting. Let me see. Did we write that? Yeah, I don't know if we can write it yet. Let's see. White level heightener capabilities. No. White level heightener. There we go. White level heightener. Yeah, give me a minute. I got something coming up on the mail. I gotta click over there. I can't show you that because it could be most likely a customer. Let's see. Okay, no problem. I'll get that taken care of. Go back over here. Sorry about that. That comes to any time we switch over to anything involving, I make sure the camera moves because my customers on the other end, and I'm very particular about their information. I like to make sure it stays for no one knowing what it is. You want to go to the post office and I take your packages, they're upside down, so the labels are not shown. Only person who sees it is the person who's processing them. Anybody sitting in line? No, they don't see them. I turn them upside down so nobody can't see your information. How does it do that? Like I literally say heightener and it pushes it back to what they think it should be. Literally say that. White level heightener. There you go. I hate that. I swear. Like I'll sit there and say it and then I'll come back and it'll change it to what it wants it to be. I told you, man, this freaking AI is freaky. It's freaky as on the way. I don't know if it happens to you. I'm gonna record this one day so you see it happen. I'll say one thing and then come back and it'll recorrect it to something else. Now it's supposed to give you the underscore at the bottom where you need to recorrect it. It does that sometimes when you're texting a message. You know how you want to say it. But it'll say, it's better if you say it this way. And it doesn't even sound right you do it that way. Can I just say white level heightener? And look what it gives me. What does that the heightener they got part, how do we get level out of that? Gee whiz Louise. Seriously? Sorry about that. There we go. Let's try this again. There. And this is how they pushed it back and try to respell it again, which is incorrectly because the underscore pops up because that's not how it's spelled. After I seen it pop up the first time correctly, then it went back and recorrected it. I'm gonna figure out if I have auto recorrect on this thing. Disconnect it. Because that can be it too. Now see how it's spelled correctly? No underscore in red. That's how it's properly spelled. What you doing, Mr. Barcelona? I gotta get them clean inside your ears too. Heightener. Technology. No, 10. Because we're gonna put a 10 on this thing. Projector resolution. Let's see. Projector resolution compatibility. Projector resolution compatibility. Projector resolution. So, as you all know, we run 720p, so that's given right there. That's why I don't like what some people are saying. They always put down 720p, and they don't even use 720p projectors like that. They just don't. They'll do 720p just to prove it a little bit, but they'll keep switching back to the high-end 4K projectors and do all the majority of their demonstrations from that. Well, we're the opposite. We do majority of our demonstrations on 720p projectors more than 1080p. I only use the 4K, I say, one time, and the reason why is because when we saw that demonstration, we did the 4K and 720p, and they both look the same. I was like, nope, I'm done. I'm never ever buying a 4K ever again. I've never had to purchase one ever again. Don't need them. Don't need them. It's not a requirement. And people are saying, but you have to have 4K. I'm got so sick and tired of hearing that dumb nonsense at the end of the day. We gotta have 4K. No, you don't have to have 4K. You don't have to have 4K. No, period. So that's why when I bought the PX747 4K projector by ViewSonic, stuck it over there. And that's actual 4K, not compressing. An actual 4K projector, 3500 lumens by ViewSonic. Put it over here. Got a 720p projector. Couldn't tell one from the other. Had the projectors blocked, you're going to take off which one's which. And in the form factor, they kept getting it wrong. They literally mistaken the 720p for the 4K. You don't need them. You need them if you got white and gray screens and all that stuff. You're definitely going to have it. Like you need a freaking high contrast to begin with because you can't read. Let me see. We have here, put down new. So you don't need. My customers contact me. The first thing they ask me is what projector we're using in the demonstration, because their projector is far better than ours. And I just tell them we're using the a Sony VPL FA30, or we're using the Sony VPL CS4 projectors, or the one right now recently we have, which is actually the Sony VPL CX100. The 720p units. We're not the VPL FA30s, we're not, they're 1080p's. But anyway, so they think it's a 4K projector running that demonstration. Like, no, it's a 720p unit. So that means I don't have to spend, I love it when they say that means I don't have to spend the money for the 4K. I really don't need it. No, technically you don't need it. If you want to upgrade, just get a 1080p. You don't need expensive, you get a basic 1080p projector. So the first thing they ask, like, you know anybody that where I can get this from? I said, sure, I got a couple merchants that do business with this. Is why we look at the eBay merchants. So go in there, get them a projector, and they're good to go. And then people say, but I don't think that's true what you said, Mr. Bird. I'm talking about the naysayers when they talk like that. Is it true? Let me see. I wonder if it's true. I wonder if I did that demonstration already. Let's go pop in there real quick. By the way, that's the promo demonstration for the P2, which I haven't seen anybody match that one yet. So that's the promo for the P2. I haven't seen one person do this yet. Not one person do this promo demonstration yet. Why is that? How come everybody with that projector is sitting in a dark environment? Remember when it's AI, by the way, but still, how are y'all sitting in the dark? Because y'all can't match the promo, that's why. Can't even come close at all. It's way too much light in the environment. Your screen wouldn't be able to produce it. Let me go over to black screen outside. Right here. Let's see, 720p versus 4K. Voila! Been there and done it, been there, done it, been there. Yeah, went right to the forum site, like, okay, so what was that again? What were we singing?
Okay, how are we doing out there? First things first, my name is Kenneth Burke, the creator of Luminous Quarter Screen Paint using ambient light projection technology game times 2. So I've been getting a lot of emails from people asking me, will we be selling the screen paint outside the kit? Keep in mind the screen paint with the...
This is an AG47 Platinum.
Designed to make a 720p projector look very close to a 4K projector because there's a 720p projector for packaging with those home theater packaging deals. So we are announcing on...
So, the hater, the other one, basically got mad because we were basically at home theater packages. And the home theater packages came with 720p projectors. And he went to one of his little usual temperamental rants and said, oh, they're ripping people off, they're selling them 720p projectors that people can get for less and blah, 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 blah. This is at the end of the day why you're not we don't consider you to be an intelligent human being, that's why. The reason why we suggest our customers get 720p's because the technology we developed does not require a 4K expensive projector, which I clearly showed on site when I advised the person of the owner of the building to buy two 720p projectors. Now let me see you stick your screen in some glass and push a fish tank through it. Can't do that. You can't even barely make it in a fully lit environment. So you are required to have that projector. We are not. You're required to spend $3,100 and up. We are not. We don't have to go through that because our technology enhances a 720p. It looks like a 4K. So I bought a 4K projector, did the demonstration, and our sales shot up. Yeah. So you require it. We don't.
This month, that there'll be a 1-quart container priced at around $309. Have my PX747 4K.
So the 4K projector sits back farther from the screen. Gives it a longer distance throw, which means its lumen count is going to drop faster than the projector that's sitting right up on top of it. You gave the 4K the disadvantage. And you still couldn't tell one from the other. And both screens are not sitting in dark environments. They have the light sitting right over top of the screen. So, yes, we can sell 720p projectors and prove in any court of law that they will look the exact same way as a 4K machine. Because we've done the test.
A ViewSonic projector. This projector is at 3,500 lumens, and I want you to look at the screen. Now, the technology we developed gives the 720p the ability to be able to match, come very close to matching a 4K projector. And as you can see side by side, and make sure I had condensed lighting hitting on both ends of both screens. Keep in mind, I've done this demonstration.
So, when he started running his mouth and we did this demonstration, he got quiet for a while, as he usually does. I tell you, man, you're an interesting character, I tell you that much. But Again, you keep sticking your nose in my business, and I have to keep embarrassing you, like the whole T-shirt and slack thing, and the black surface on the back of the screen. So, oh, that matched it. No, it didn't match, man. I do my work at the day. I'm not you. I don't cut corners. I back myself up.
Our ViewSonic projector over here.
Man, when I saw that projector come on, I was like, shoot, I am never paying for a
now we do these
4K
demonstrations all the
projector
time on Facebook
ever.
Live to get.
And when I get customers that come in and say, well, how do you know this? I send them this over because I did the work. And guess what they do? They go buy a 720p projector, and they save a ton of money. Now, with your screen, there's a difference between a 720p and a 4K. Number one, contrast is definitely going to be a problem. If you take your projector with a 2,000,000 to 1, hit that on a gray screen, and you take that projector with a 4,000 to 1, which one do you think is going to pull a darker shade of gray? The one with the 2,000,000 to 1. Now, if we take the same projector, we take a 2,000,000 to 1 projector, and we take a projector with a 4,000 and hit it on a black screen, which one's going to show the better contrast? Neither one. Because that technology makes it equals for either side. There you go. You finally understand. You don't understand, Jack. At the end of the day, I swear I'm going to get puppets one day. They're going to push me to get puppets.
It's a reaction from our customers, our new customers, and they absolutely love it.
He comes in with the
4K?
dumbest freaking questions I've ever heard in my entire life.
Projector. You're not going to get much of
We
an
test their stuff.
Good. Yes, on the screen, but as doing side by side.
Lights out. Ta-da! We test their stuff. I don't say nothing out of my mouth unless I can back it. 5,000 lumens versus 1,000, did that one too. 1080p versus 720p, did that one too. 1080p versus 4K, did that one too. Yeah, we do our work. And notice my environment has 10 times more light than their environments, which they sit in the dark all the time. I just call yourself vampire paint and be done with it. This is 50 lumens versus a TV.
Orders that had to go out. Now I'm going to show you something really cool. Now,
that's not even black technology. That's silver.
Projection screen been showing up that luminous nanotech 4K. As I told you, these things can replace TVs. I'm going to show you how amazing this demonstration is going to be. We're using a full 1080p TV monitor hooked up to my laptop.
I have to question myself in this one. Replace the TV? No, can't. You can't read the Infinity one, therefore you can't replace the TV. Not gonna happen. I have to go back and recorrect myself back. I can go back and watch it like, no, we cannot do that, Ken. We cannot do. At that particular time, I thought yes. But now, no. Because you need the Infinity one to do it. What do we got here? 720p versus 1080p.
Divide 1080p's or 4K laser projector.
Did all that test already. Why do you think we have so many projectors in our possession? Now the 1080p will have a slight change in color, so will the 720p, but nothing where it's going to be where it's going to be a huge, massive change, where you're going to actually see a great difference at all. You're not a game changer. And so, do you need a 1080p projector? No, you don't need one. Do you need 4K? No, you do not need one. Spend your money you don't need. 1080p versus 720p, and that's 1080p venue. Not a regular projector, a venue projector. Now, if that thing took out a venue, it could easily go side by side with the venue with anything else. Yeah, just you don't need all that at the end of the day. You're wasting your money. You definitely waste your money. Not needed. And you see how these tests get run, all these tests to make sure and back up. This is what I had to send over to the restaurant, the Building Smoke Lounge, because they can afford 4K machines. I was like, no, you don't need it. You don't need it. And he said, well, how do you know? I said, we did the test already. Here's some videos. I'll show you. And when he saw it, he said, okay, you saved me some money. You need that. if you're basically using a gray and white screen. You need that. You have to spend that money. He says something about, oh, 600 by 800 are good projectors. They leave something called a screen door effect. No, you get the screen door effect. We don't. We have black screens. What color is the screen door effect? It's black, right? If your screen's black, how are you going to see a screen door effect? Guess what else it cancels out? The DLP rainbow effect in DLP projectors. You don't talk about that because you don't know anything about the DLP rainbow effect in DLP projectors. You ever seen one of those before? I have. It's like Lucky Charms himself stuck his finger down your throat. It makes you want to throw up. I've seen one. It's an uncomfortable feeling if you ever saw the rainbow effect off a DLP projector. Yeah, it's something. I should never forget that one as long as you live. But anyway. Look at this. Okay, how are we doing out there? First things first, my name is Kenneth Bird. My company is Crystal Edge Technology. Like that's my cat area. This one on this side is a LW401. That is a 720p Christie projector. Our projectors are old. And this over here is an LW 501i. That is a full 1080p projector. Now this one right up. So in this demonstration, we're asking like this company is going to spend all this money for a venue 1080p projector. Like, no, just get the 720p. They're cheaper. I said, am I going to see a difference? Like, no, you're not going to see a difference. So guess what you got to do? Got to back that one up too. So this is the 720p on this side over here. This is 720p and 720p in eco mode, and this is 1080p over here. That's sitting in no eco mode at 5,000. Now this projector is 5,000. This is 4,000. 720p versus a 1080p projector. Can't tell one from the other with our technology. 5,000, 4,000, 1080p, 720p. Just like no eco mode, eco mode. Both projectors are made in, were discontinued in 2012, and both projectors cost me $270. That's it. So our technology is. So you spent $31 for that machine when it first came out, and both of those projectors cost me $270. Yeah, see? You can't tell people you're saving them hundreds if you can't save money yourself. And the individual on YouTube who claims he saves people money, he spends more money just to get that stuff to work. We've got 5,000 lumens versus 1,000 lumens. Shows your game capability when you can do tests. You're missing so much tests. It's not even funny how many tests you're missing. It's not funny. Look at it. All this stuff is testing. You're missing it. Don't get mad and leave the channel. You're missing tests. That's all to it. You're missing tests. A lot of tests you're missing. They get mad and they leave. No, where are your tests? So I can punch in anything I want and boom, it comes up. So we got this Sony 1000 projector versus a Christie 5000 1080p.
1000 lumen 720p projector. We're going to be using in the demonstration. So let me see. Oh, here, okay, easy transition because I thought I had to move the other one. That would have been a pain in the neck to move. All right, so let's get this one out of here. This is the 1080p model. No, we are doing a 10 minute thing. We're doing 25,000 lumens versus that one. We got this kind of mixed up here. We got to move that one. Ugh! Now you see my distance throw from here to here? You see you don't see any projectors or anything? 16 feet back from the screen in a fully lit environment. When you do demonstrations on ultra short throw, your screen is kissing the screen. Where's the distance throw? Gee. That's the one I have set up already. All right, so test demonstration on ultra short throw. This one. Are you crazy? Taco, you gotta watch on the other screen. There you go. There's Taco watching. I used to watch the birds and the fish and all that other good stuff. Nancy can communicate with them like, hey, you! What's your name? What's your name? Tony! Tony! I'm going to repeat the rest of that because we know how that goes.
I'm putting it back in. Just give me a minute. I got to go out real quick. Got to change it up. So 5 seconds in this one. He does watch TV, by the way. My cat here, he watches TV. Change it up in here. Just give me a minute after you start ranting. Like, I know I shouldn't do that. I will wreck myself. It's just against our technology is better. And we can prove it's better. I can do projectors side by side, and I can put it next to my screen, so you will see our screens produce better color and contrast, and our white levels maintain. That's it. It's filtering off. And stay up there, don't we? Yeah, and this is where I walked in front of a screen with a T-shirt on, and guess what he came out and said? Oh, your black T-shirt matches the screen. Did that one too. Embarrassed you didn't on the demonstration. Black T-shirt, black slacks, fabric, film, and then you ran your mouth again about the white T-shirt and what happened in that one. I embarrassed you again. And threw my slacks up there and embarrassed you again. Well, you want me to put my hat up there too and embarrass you? You don't learn anything, man. You don't learn jack at the end of the day. Nothing at all, period. I'm really getting tired of embarrassing you. I'm telling you, I'm really getting tired of embarrassing you. So 1,000 lumens versus 5,000. Can't tell one from the other. Shush. Yeah. Too many times. All right. So, as you heard me say it, you heard me back it up. I don't say anything unless I can back it up. And gentlemen, you're supposed to have this test also to complete it, which is missing. You have to show the difference between saving a customer money, which means they should be able to use a basic 600 by 800 720p projector versus a projector which is a WXGA projector full venue. What's the difference between the two? You don't have that test. Somebody comes to my channel and they go, okay, I want to check out 235.1 settings. You don't have those at all, period. Let's see, we've done dozens of those, 2.35. Now, I remember that if you wanted to do 235.1, you do the fisheye lens, the wide lens. People were doing that and they were attaching those to their projectors to do that, to get the widescreen, and you had to put it in 1610 to do it. Yeah, but it doesn't work on everything, and images do become distorted and fuzzy. eBay had these units that you could slide, like a lens, but they were like $1,300, $1,400. Until I bumped into something, the ViewSonic. I didn't know the ViewSonic gave out a 235.1, and they don't advertise it in any way whatsoever, and if you call them, they will deny that they ever had it in a projector, which is weird. See, 235.1 screen at 138 inches, unboxing. This right here was a customized 235.1 I painted. It's designed so you can actually fit in a 16:9 and 235, so it switches back and forth. See, right here. So that's the 16:9.
Since I've been designing this technology, I have not had to change any of the settings in my projector.
And then if I want, I can switch back.
See how beautiful that screen looks?
To the 235.
Screen is in one. You have a blackout pulp that's 10 by 20 feet, which means you have the option of designing
Custom built screens. Have you ever custom built a 235.1? That's an interesting build. Very interesting build. Remember I told you that your screens are supposed to be in direct contact with light. You know what I'm talking about, the guys that have setting screens on the floor. Yeah, get them off the floor. I've seen the last couple of videos he got the screens off the floor, so he must have been listening to me when I was asking him, get the screens off the floor. Your screen, where the light's at, is supposed to be in direct contact at all times. This way, when you're in commercial environments that has lighting just like this, you're able to maintain. But if you keep sticking the screen on the floor, and you're dodging all this, what's going to happen when you get into a real commercial environment and they're going to put that screen up high? You're going to be embarrassed pretty badly. There's a 235.1 in that demonstration. Mini 235.1 setup.
absolutely love this mini theater screen.
Mini theater 235.1. That's me telling people about this hidden secret in those projectors. 235.1 painted to the wall. Widescreen. Then they keep saying that 16:9 is widescreen. It's not widescreen at all. True widescreen is 16:10. When you get a venue projector, you'll see the selection of aspect ratios, and it'll clearly say at the bottom, it'll say widescreen, and the mark underneath for that, the numbers will be 16:10. Then you got 15.5. What's the other weird ones they have? 14 something, 239, 235. And I think the 239 widescreens have some like 8 or 9 different forms of versions of widescreen. It's like this really some crazy ones they have in there that are super thinner than this. Now, if you wanted to do it and you got a projector, let's say, usually it was the Sonys. The Sonys are the ones that had the, and JVCs and all them, but you had to spend some money, some serious money, I mean, big money to get that 235.1 setting. And all while, ViewSonic had these in the 2017 models, which I didn't know. How I found out about it was I bought one of them. I'm switching through it to check out my settings, and I see a 235 pop up. You know, what the freak are you doing in a projector that costs $500? And yeah, I went out and bought a lot of their projectors and found out the 600 by 800 720p has an anamorphic lens sitting inside of it. I don't know why, I don't know how, but it does. And it sits on a 20,000 to 1 contrast, which again, we don't need, but still pretty impressive for a projector that's an SVGA projector at 720p. So, the 1080p models have them, the 4K models have them, just about anything under the 2017 mark. Now, this is what Silver Ticket does for people who don't have
the wireless
hold on
company
for a
that
minute,
makes
you pass
things
this first.
visible. With us, what you see is
If
to block the
you don't have, if you have a gray or white screen, even gunmetal, you have to do the curtains. So the curtains is so you can get the black bar effect, because you're not supposed to have a gray or a tan or let's say, sorry, gray or white or gunmetal. It has to be black to get the 235.1. So if your screen, say you have a projection screen, it's not 235.1, it's 16:9, then you're going to suffer the bars at the top and the bottom. If your screen is physically 235.1, you don't receive any bars at all. It's like if you have a screen that's 4.3, you get the bars on the side, here and here. 16:9, you don't have them. It fills out the whole thing. So that's why they give you the curtains, because the curtains, basically, if you have a gray screen or a screen that doesn't have the ability to produce an Infinity One or borderless capabilities, you're going to have to put the curtains up. Looks pretty, it's a nice idea, but no. That's the benefit of black technology. You don't have to worry about that. Another benefit of black technology, you can expand your motorized projection screen size. That 2-inch border that takes away from your screen, you can basically use that. So instead of you basically having 2 inches on each side, 2 inches on the bottom, which is actually 6, you lose off your screen. And of course, to make it even out, you lose another additional 2 inches from the top. That's 8 inches that you lose from your motorized projection screen. Since your screen is going to be black anyway, you don't need the borders, which means you would actually accumulate 8 more inches to your screen. And if your screen is 92 inches, 16:9, you now have a 116-inch screen by using our technology. You've expanded your screen size. That's the benefit of black technology. So this is what they do. I'm going to show you right here. And if you're doing, this is your screen right here. See, that's a 235.1 screen. So that will fill out all the way. But if you're trying to run a 16:9, you're going to run into this problem and this problem and this problem. 4.3, same thing. Now see, if you're doing the 235.1 setting, you cover the whole thing. Watch this. But you have to have the projectors to do that. Now, if you're doing this kind of format right here, this is considered dedicated, true dedicated theater room setup, because you can't run everything off this. No, most videos are not compatible with the 235.1 widescreen. Only certain videos are. So this is a true dedicated theater setup. When most are set for Some games, or mostly PC games, can do 235.1, but you're not going to do it. Find that option probably not on a console system. And you have to know all this stuff. Now, naysayers in the room be kind of ticked off because I started speaking another language to them. But you should know this. So what if somebody comes in and inquires about a 235.1 setting? How do you explain that to them? Can you build them? Because you should know how to build them. You shouldn't have to point someone in a direction where to go. You should have to measure them and build them. That's a 235.1 setting with projector. They have a certain projectors with them. Here we are.
Links again at the bottom. We had a lot of new
That screen right there is a custom built 235.1 with built-in speakers. The one over here is a 16.9.
stuff going on. Join us on Facebook. Check out our new YouTube channels that are going to be showing up a lot of interesting demonstrations. We also have a channel dedicated for the black screens only. And we also too have some interesting stuff offline. Just signed quite a few of them. Actually signed one today. A lot of negotiations. I got some links at the bottom of the video. Please
So that
check it out.
shows you my experience level versus them. Yeah, 158 inch, 235.1, and this screen's 140 inch. Built both of them. Well, it's a crazy screen. You have to run it off PC if you want to basically do gaming off of it, because you need the settings. Alright, going back to my world. I don't bring it up unless I can basically back it up. That's how it works. You don't do that nonsense. Let's see. I'll get back to them later. This company, something we're doing. Okay, I don't do conversations on phone when I'm in live stream. That's about a unit we're about to run out. Alright, let me see. We got to do here. Projector resolution capabilities. Alright, so let's put in our 720p. Now I said all that because and you have people saying, well, why are you putting 720p? That projector is not worth your time. And we showed you it is worth your time. If you haven't seen the demonstrations on this technology outside, yeah, it's definitely worth your time. You don't have to spend all that money. Take that money and go do something else with it. And you want some chairs or movie posters or, I don't know, buy a cotton candy machine. You know, you can buy one of those too, right, on Amazon. I want one, but I don't think it's a good idea to get one. Because I know myself at the end of the day. I'll be eating cotton candy every single day. I'll be on camera like, oh my goodness, what are we freaking doing today? I'll leave it out. Let's go for a walk. That'll be me right there. That is pure sugar going into my system. And I'm hyperactive. So, not good at all. Remember if you saw the movie Over the Hedge? Remember when they gave that squirrel an energy drink? There you go. That'll be me all freaking day. Or when Kramer was drinking all that coffee. Oh my goodness, that was hilarious. Done that one too. Done that one too on the coffee. I don't drink coffee. I used to have an addiction to coffee. I can't drink it. Can't have it no more. Let me see. Projector resolution, capability, 720p, 1080p, 4K, fully weatherproof. Put down compatible with portable and Pico projectors. Oh, yeah, you definitely gotta put that in there. We'll have in there too, on top of that. Why do you have these in? They're supposed to be white height, and they're supposed to have that. This is supposed to be in blue. I guess that's standout. Projectors. Let me see. Oh. Invisible black quasar. FLE. Gotta put this abbreviations in there. FLE or L. Invisible black quasar. Let's see. You do visual effects on that thing too. DJ applications, karaoke, golf simulators. Gotta shorten it to a degree where it has to be. Let's see. Rear projection capabilities. Rear projection capabilities. Free what? Free screen coding option. Free screen coding option. Coding definitely spelled incorrect. Coding as in coding actual code. Coding application option. So for those who don't know, the invisible version counterpart of this technology is a free option. I don't want to crowd the site. So usually when we don't want to crowd the site, we give away stuff that's a free option. Usually the invisible counterpart costs far more. Let's do this again. No, I did it twice already. I missed the Far Cry when they put animals in it. The last Far Cry, did we get hardly any animals in this one? No, we actually didn't get any animals in this one. Oh, but that other one, I think part 3 was? Yeah, killed by yaks. Yaks. What time was it not? I got killed 3 times. Anyone was killing me. Get to the top. Throw the gaffling hook up there. And freaking get to the top. There's something that hit me, and next thing I was dead. I was like, what the freak killed me that fast? I'm thinking there's soldiers up there or something. But this time I take my time and I creep around the side of this mountain. And I just see these huge yaks sitting up down. Like, oh, that's what's killing me. They're dying 5 times. I like that. Maybe incorrectly spelled Pico. Pico projectors. Yeah, it is spelled P-I-C-O. Best Pico projectors. QME. That'll be the finest. QME Pico projectors.
According to Wikipedia, a handheld projector is an image projector in a
QME.
handheld device.
If I can figure out how it's spelled, that is one of the best Pico projectors I have ever had. Called a QME. I'm just guessing here. I'd be surprised if I got that right. I'll have to figure it out. See one of my videos. Definitely one of my videos. As a matter of fact, it's an old video involving the screen, the visible screen. I have to go 10 years back to find that thing. Actually, one of the best ones. They still sell them, but I gotta go back to that one. Alright, what do we got going on here? Free screen option coding. It's 10 o'clock. Wow, we've been on here this long. This part takes a lot. It does. It takes a lot of work. Let's see. I put down free option on there. What else do we have to put down free option? We'll put the perks in the coming later. The LED lights, the half and half. That stuff. Jeez, it's 10 o'clock already. Well, I came on at 7. 7, 8, 9, 10. 3 hours in the... Ain't too bad. Alright. 14th. Oh shoot, I forgot to put the whatchamacallit down here. Literally, there's a section I put down for the infinity black contrast. Our new contrast coming up pretty soon. Where is the... There we go. Alright, my section there. Imperial, because they have the Infinity one. We're changing those over to Imperial. That'll be ours. There we go. Got the Spaceman with the whole friggin' date and the launch date on it. I thought that'd be pretty sick to put in there. Oh, gotta get rid of this first. No, gotta get rid of this first. I could literally make that with a star system behind it. Turn that image circle. Put a star system through it. Let me see. Didn't put that much of an effort. Might as well do it anyway. Starfield. Sure. Warping. Faint stars. That's all I need. All we need. Super black. Oh, that would be perfect. Do we have one on the account somewhere? Give a perfect star field. That's actually quite good. Oh, yeah, got you. Yeah, get out of the way. What's the purpose of that? I guess somebody has a purpose for it, but I don't have a purpose for it. I'm tired of doing this. Yeah. Where's the, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about by basically my employees let them walk around and do something else. But this, could imagine some doing this all day. I know people do this all day, but this would drive me nuts. You know, some people that just can't sit in their chairs like that. They just can't. And once you clock in a certain hour of time, done, you can go take a walk. Yeah, go separate from your desk. Because, you know, you're sitting there at the desk and you just want to go someplace else. You don't want to be there. Come back, refresh yourself, and then come back in again. And that's what I want to do for my employees, you know. And imagine if you had a clock time, a certain amount of time you got to get done, you check in, you clock in, so we can see on our side how much work you got done. You're not going to be able to doing nothing all day. So we can look on there and say, okay, it's got that much time put in. You clock in, and you just go walk up there. And guess what? You get paid while you're doing that, because I'm not going to sit there and have you punch out to go to lunch. I'm not going to sit there and have you punch out to go walk around up there. You can get paid. You get paid while you're doing that. Why? You're still on company time. I never could understand that crap. So you go eat. You got to punch out. It's like 30 minutes or something, or an hour or so, whatever it is they gave you to eat, whatever. And you don't get paid for that? That's messed up. It should be that way. You should get paid. So if you want to basically stop for a little bit, go upstairs and walk around, gather your thoughts, and who knows, you could come back with some crazy ideas at the end of the day. Again, benefit the company, get yourself some pay raise, and get yourself promotion. But other than that, yeah, you should get paid for that. I would want to get paid for that. I don't know why they can't get paid for that. I think I make a great boss. And don't call me boss. I hate it. When I had people who had contracts and used to call me boss, I was like, don't call me that. You call me by my first name. That's what you call me by. Just call me Mr. Bird. Nope, I'm good. Just call me Bird. Whatever. You know, don't make a difference. You know. I'm no different than you at the end of the day. I'm the same as you. Some people get that mentality because they think, oh, no, same as you. They're all right calling yourself king. How the frick you calling yourself a king at the end of the day? Really? You had nerve to call that a king? Yeah, we dethroned that too many times to count. Definitely got dethroned. Running through the cornfield for your life. It dethroned him. He pretty much, you know, if we were Army in real life, if we were Army back in that era, and we came to your encampment to take over, to go to war with you, and you didn't show up, guess what happens? We attack you. That's what happens. That's what they do in war. So you're going to have your armies up there to show your brute force at the end of the day that you're not playing around. Oh, they showed up. There they are right there. They count by numbers. Some armies, if you're really, really good, numbers don't mean jack to you because one of your soldiers can literally wipe out 10, 20, 30, or 50 of their kind easily. So, yeah. But usually between those soldiers, they don't usually fight the other soldiers because they're not a challenge to them. They go looking for the generals, the big boys. Those are the ones they want to fight. That's a challenge for them. To take one of their heads at the end of the day is much credibility. But an everyday soldier, for them to decapitate one of them is nothing. It's like, pfft, big deal. So you killed one of the freaking soldiers. That's nothing. Why don't you take out one of the generals or captains or one of them at the end of the day? That's why when you see the movies in the battlefield, everybody else is fighting each other, but them two are walking through looking for each other. That's the only way they're really going to get some challenge at the end of the day. But yeah, if our armies came to your freaking, we sat out there like, what the freak is the king? Where is the army? They canceled. What the freak do you mean? Okay, let's do this. Yeah, we raided your freaking kingdom. And where you would have been at, you'd have been running through a cornfield dressed like a peasant. Because you can't let anybody know that you're the king. Because you're being hunted. That's literally what you did. King at the end of the day. Please. They came in there like the Persian army. Crushed that place. Hey, shut down. That's what you literally what you did. So, Yeah, you guys call yourselves being the best of the best, but this is back in that era where basically our armies came against you. We would wipe you guys clean easily because you would never show up for battles. They're supposed to be here. Really? Seriously? Where the figure they're at? They're not here at all? And nobody show up? Nobody? Nobody. Really? Huh. Oh well, let's go take over all this and make it ours. Pretty much what you did. At least give us a freaking fight at the end of the day, something. And they said he stooped to doing fake crease and desist orders. Fake. Oh, you know, like the other one sat there and told me to please stay away, have a nice day. See, that's talk a lot of trash, and then the minute we come up on y'all, then it's all, I'm gonna get me a lawyer on you. No, back your stuff up, man. If you're gonna talk trash about my work and the hard work that I put in to build my company at the end of the day, of course I'm gonna come against you to test your stuff. Don't you run your mouth all day and talk trash about my stuff. Anytime I take someone to court is that you're saying something about my product that's not true. That's when I take you to court. Other than that, if it's a simple side-by-side demonstration, why would I be taking you to court? If it's real. Don't make stuff up. Other than that, you can't call yourself the king. You got dethroned. Locked his own doors and gates. And the size of that massive army that popped over the top of the hill. The guy said in 300, our arrows will blot out the sun. Then we will fight in the shade. Ah, see, I might use this one. You know it's too fast though, but it does look nice. Let's see. Any company's going to do that. Any company, if you say something and they feel that you could basically dig into their numbers, you could affect the outcome of their product, they're going to build a better product or try to do some research to figure out who you are, what you're about, and try to figure out how can we get control in this situation for this gets out of hand. That's what's going to happen if we show up in an expo, and especially if it's an expo where our stuff gets noticed to the point where it comes back to them on that level, thinking that one day these guys are going to pop up in one of our expos. Yeah, we got to get control over this. So what are the two ways they can do it? They can't take me to court because everything I have is legit. So they got to buy me out. That's how you get rid of a product. You buy the person out. Give them a large sum of money and you buy them out. But if I'm not a person about money and I don't chase the dollar bill and I'm happy where I'm at, I don't need to have fancy cars, expensive jewelry, big houses and all that stuff. I'm happy with a simple life. How do you buy a person like that out? You can't. As you saw in the letter where they said that my stuff had potential, they were already interested in my technology already. So I could have sold out right back then in 2016. And if I did, I wouldn't have this now. Which is the mother of all screens. Alright, which one are you doing, man? Because I got to get this done. It's going on 11 o'clock pretty soon. And I'm still working at this. So maybe I want to change something. We need to change the background. So let me show you how we do this. So this is apparently the background, right? So what we do is we come in and we go change, well, might want to take out the background first. That might help take that first. So we're going to edit and change it because I need the stars to come to life. And this is going to be square, so I'm going to show you to turn this circle so it blends in. And then put a black kind of frame around it so it blends in with the background. You can also make it invisible too. But let's go do this first. So here we come here and we're going to take this out. There we go. Now we come back in. It goes back to the original, which is the black. And if you notice it doesn't touch anything here, you're only dealing with a section only. Some people think if you take it out, you take out your whole section too. No, it's only for this section only. And then we go in and we hit the back button, which is change background. The image we just got, we go over the image. Of course, you don't have it in your site menu, so you got to go to upload from media. Then you go to your computer and you pull the file from here, which is this one right here. Then I'll load it up into your system, to your site menu, or your collection or whatever you have. pops up over here, and you hit it, and boom, star fill right there. Why can't they have an option for us to slow this down? See, and it bugs me because it's not. I'm not going. I got one that's perfect, but it's a search bug. I gotta find it. I can't deal with that one. It's not doing it. It's not talking to me. It's cursing at me. It's literally cursing at me. So really dig through our stuff here and find the one that I have. Oh, wait a minute. I know where that thing is at. It's under exotic screens. That's where it's at. That is perfect star fill. Stars move really, really slow, and they're not like too distracting. So let's go to our pictures. Let's pull that folder up. I was trying to figure out where we had it at. It'll take me forever to find it through there. Here we go. This is a better start, so it's much slower. That's craziness. See the difference? See how settled the stars are? So that they move nice and slow, like real outer space. I like that one. That's one we're going to use. Now, since we got that there, and I'm going to be using that more often, because it makes a nice background for that. We can put anything we want in here. Look, it's actually moving in and out. It's pretty cool. So what we're going to do is next is, now we got to put an image there. So we're going to grab our image, go to all elements, go over to where it says image, and you will see your image right there. Click on that. Now you see it's square, right? So we got to make that circle. So you go into designs, and then you see them in circle. So you can change that image to a circle if you want. And you can also put in a clear border around it, which actually makes it blend in better. We can expand the size of this a little bit. Hey, get back over here. Give me this. Expand. Thank you. Not too much. Just enough. Right here in the center. Center it up. Okay, deep in the middle. Center it up. There we go. Click on that. And then the next stage is basically going to make sure it kind of like fades in. I like the fades for these. So we use the fade so it has this kind of like slowly appearing in. We'll bring it all the way up to the highest mark. So it's a slow fade in. There we go. Bring it a little bit more. Put a little bit, 0.1 when it comes to the delay. And Bitly pulls in, you got the stars behind it, gives it that whole infinity black one or imperial infinity one. I think I'm going to bring it all the way up. I'm going to bring it all the way to max. Let's see what we get here. There we go. There we go. That definitely works. Now, that looks much better. But now we got a moving star system in the back. And we got it slowly pushing. That's so nice. Okay, let's publish this. And bingo, is thy name right. Now, we have to go to, last thing we have to do, we have to change everything out to this over to the shopping carts. Ugh. They make this on the back, I'm like, ugh. Just did the shopping cart yesterday. I literally had to redo the shopping carts so we can have the right information in there. Okay, write it down one time and just copy in each one. Now once this is up, going, and doing what it needs to do, we need to have the Apex Gamer has to be finished because I need to have that on the site. And along with that is the Theater on the Go because there's a Theater to Go version of that, so we need to have that one too. Already ready to go. So the gamer out in one hit. We got the screen, we got the table, and we got the mat. Get them all done through the portable and get the other portable finished. Alright, we're at 84. Now that's going to jump again. Let me see. We got here. Nope. Let me see. Let me just write this down. How do you just write it down and just go where we got the first time? Alright, let me see. Imperial Infinity 1. Infinity 1. Here we go. Ah, crap. Oh, man. I told you I had a funny feeling. I say, yo, you literally forgot to put the contrast in. You know, put the contrast in, it reads the chair. You don't want to advertise for that. Gee whiz, I swear sometimes about myself. Yeah, we can get access to edit this out. I need to bring this back just a little bit. Alright, just one last thing. This has to be done because otherwise this will drive me nuts. You have to put the contrast in. If you don't, it'll bring up everything under the sun. And you don't want that. Okay, let me see. Let's get this done fast. Something say you're forgetting something. You forgot something. You literally forgot to put in the contrast. Okay. Easy about this, you can just replace the whole label. So first things first. We're already on there. Let's get that done first. Where are we at? Here. Alright, let's get this done. Out of the way. Yeah, no, you don't have it in there. Oh, it's because we did go through that. Let's see. Ah, really? Seriously? Where are you now? Just lost you. There you go. You know what? Put in a contrast class. Contrast class. Class or classifications? Classification sounds more of a better way of putting it. Classifications. Okay, let's see. Contrast class. Okay, so category. Starting at the category, and then we have the Imperial Infinity 1 contrast. Alright, so let me take this whole strip here. Repeat this process again. Alright, save it here. What's scaring me right now is the 8,000. Because if I hit it, that means we can't put any more information in because we overcrowded. So we'll be at classification. Should be here. So that's right here. This is what I mean by when I talk about only time you have something different, unless it's a complete different product. Which, let me see. Which we showed you the difference between the gray version, the light gray version of the dark silver, and also to the darker version. Color it different in contrast and color and stuff like that. The gamers, on the other hand, they're strange looking. When I mean they're strange looking, they have a very odd color to them. Usually gamers are like that. They have odd colors on them. Okay. What are we at on this one? 92 ounce. Okay. I'll tell you something else too here, hilarious. I know they're chatting. They gotta be chatting about it. This paint is getting a lot of publicity, so they're ticked off about it. But the level of fear on this product, we're still in testing for the product. We're not even anywhere near done. We'll be done for the 14. Trust me, we'll be. But we're not anywhere done right now. All right, and they're hating on it that bad already. Hating on it that fast, that bad. That tells you how good, how amazing this stuff is going to be. They're hating on it that fast. So how are you going to hate on something that you physically don't understand and the outcome of what it's going to be, because it's still in the testing stage? But does it bother us? No, like I said, this is expected. This is what's going to happen. It's expected for them to do this. Yeah. They're terrified of it. This is what we want. This is the reaction that I need. I need that reaction because it shows at the end of the day that, you know, at least they acknowledge and they acknowledge the threat of the technology toward them. Only reason why the certified screens don't acknowledge because we're not on their level yet. When we get out there in the expos and trade shows and all that stuff, and we start picking up publicity out there, and sooner or later we do pop up in their backyard, then we become their concern. But right now, I'm guaranteed they're monitoring me and they're watching just to see where I'm going with this. And if I stay off the trade show circuit, I stay off the freaking expo circuit, and I keep it online only, they're safe. Nope, not this time. We're going out to play. Because I'm curious to see how far we can go with it. Now we're going to be doing a Facebook page under the mother of all screens. This is going to be for our customers that can basically post their demonstrations right to the site. Of course, you have to send it to us and we have to go through it first, because we don't want people doing weird stuff like putting pornography on our site, because they do weird stuff. So we will have control over that. I'm going to hire somebody to go in and go through all the pictures and stuff, and you can post right on the site. And you get full credit for your work and everything. Alright, that's all updated on there, so that's good. Now go back to the showroom and replace the picture, and we're done. And we're about to hit 11 o'clock. Let me see. So as your customers, you can see all the work we're putting into this. It's a lot of work. Still have 2 more demonstrations to do today. Actually 3. 2 demonstrations inside, 1 demonstration outside. Depending on how windy it is, but I definitely want to get outside with the big screen we have now, bigger screen. Let me see where we're going at with this. There we go. Did we upload the picture? I don't think we did. Oh, well, we upload it now. We change image. It's so easy to change it out. Just go over here, go back to your file, which I have to go back to here. I wonder if I put it in here. I think I did put it in this one. Here it is. Oh, there you go. Right down and get those circle effect to it and everything. Publish it. Just for fun, I'm going to stick a satellite in there around the space. Nice little effect on the background. Go over here. Go into your videos. Videos. Come on, I said videos. There. Videos. And you want to scroll down to the bottom. Transparent videos. Make it easy. Put in space, outer space. There you go. There's like a satellite. Come on, work with me. Don't fight me. Come on. There you go. Perfect. Kind of brings the artwork to life when you have something like that sitting on top of it. There's the satellite. Yep. And you can see stars in the background are gently moving. Nothing too distracted with moving too fast and going through a warp. Alright. Oh. Ooh. Get ready for demonstrations, but I'm gonna give myself about an hour before I go down that route, because man, sitting there and there and doing that is ugh. Alright, thank you for watching. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for your support. Of course, we thank our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for blessing us with amazing technology, because if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have it to begin with. Thank you for your time, and God bless.